Punching Up, a Nintendo podcast, is brought to you by you. If you want to learn how to support our show, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. Hello everyone, welcome to episode 57 of Punching Up, Last Stand Media's weekly Nintendo podcast. I am your host, as always, Brad Ellison. Joining me, I have one of my co-hosts, Mama Micah. Micah, how are you?
Good morning. I'm doing okay. Woke up feeling not ready for this, but I had a little time to warm up, watch the direct. I'm feeling spry, Brad.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I'm very tired right now.
You're eepy. Brad, are you a little eepy?
I'm a little eepy right now.
I'm being up at 5 a.m.
I got up at 4:45 a.m. actually. Thank you very much.
4:45.
Oh,
Thank you very
God.
California.
California, that's right.
Fucking out on the West Coast.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we got Dustin in here, the founder of Punching Up, who's got a Stalin mustache, calling me a commie.
Oh, Stalin mustache. That's the first time I've gotten that.
It looks nice.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here with you guys. Excited to talk Switch 2 stuff. I've drank 2 cups of coffee already before noon, so I'm pumped. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. We're going to get into all that. Yes, today was the Switch 2 Direct Day. Tons of information. This is going to be a clusterfuck episode. There's a lot going on here, but we're gonna get through it. It's going to be great. Before we get into everything, though, please check us out on patreon.com/laststandmedia if you'd like to support us, get early access to this show. Mostly, I think this is just going out for everyone at the same time. We're recording this a day later, so this is a special case. But everything else, you get early. You can write into all of our shows, all that good stuff. All right, guys, let's just get right into it. The Switch 2 Direct finally happened. Just general thoughts real quick, though. Micah, how did you feel about it?
Overall, good. A little disappointing for some aspects, just some things I had on my wish list that didn't pan out. And, we guess, like, how many daddies would there be? Very few in reality.
Daddies.
Very few. Like you have, maidenless in Elden Ring? We're fatherless over here. Daddyless. So.
Yeah. Okay. Justin, what did you think? Just quick thoughts.
Quick thoughts, really good overall, but this is a Nintendo showcase and particularly a hardware showcase, so there's going to be some really good, there's going to be some real annoying stuff too, and boy, this presentation and some of the news we found out afterwards made me pretty angry, but I'm also very excited because, Nintendo, they just got that, they got you by the balls. They're going to get you, even if they do something, even if they spit in your face, they got you.
They sure do, man. They do got us by the balls.
Yeah.
Let's just start with the biggest thing, I guess. The release date is June 5th, 2025. That's right around Summer Game Fest. It's going to be a busy time. What do you guys think about the date? Pretty close, I guess. I thought it'd be a week later, but I'll take it.
Yeah. I think it's a good day. I mean, it sucks when something gets announced and it's like, if it said like 2026 and you have no idea, it's like, oh man, already waited so long. I didn't think it was going to be that long, but a nice quick turnaround. So things are ready to go. They've got you excited now. You're ready. You don't have time to think. Just get your credit card out.
Yep. Buy
this thing. And I think that's, probably a little bit of the strategy is just like the hype is here. Pre-order's here. You're going to get it soon. So for the impatient person in me, the nice turnaround, I appreciate.
Good. Yeah. Micah, what do you think? You happy with that date?
Yeah, it's fine. I'm content. I was hoping that the manager at GameStop was going to be right when he said it was coming out in May, just because, like, man, that would have been awesome if it was that soon. But as Dustin said, patience, and all that, it's not that far away. It truly, for how long we've waited for Switch 2, it's truly not that far away.
Yeah, it's really not. So I'm totally fine with that. That's a Thursday, actually. So right before the weekend, so it'd be pretty fun.
Sacred day. That sucks.
Yeah, that sucks for you.
I'm tied up 7 hours plus with sacred symbols that day. So
I know.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Oh, well. What are you going to do?
I need the day off. Have someone else edit it.
Request it.
Colin can edit to show himself.
Yeah, he can do it. He's a big boy. All right. Guys, the first thing we saw in the entire direct was Mario Kart, not 9, not like many of us thought. Mario Kart World with a nice trailer, some really nice music. The big thing about this game is it's open world. It's an open world of Mario Kart now. The tracks are all part of a big map, so you'll be going from track to track, kind of like in a continuous flow. And there was a really cool thing they brought up where, like, how you get eliminated is you need to place a certain rank to certain maps. So it kind of has like a little battle royale feel to it, which I really appreciated. Micah, what'd you think of this Mario Kart game? Oh, also, we should just say this. This game's going to be $80 right out the gate. That is the new standard, I guess. Nintendo is setting the standard, $80. I'm sure Sony and Xbox are very happy about that because they're like, oh, thank God they went first. Because Sony went first with 70. Nintendo's going 80 with Mario Kart. What'd you think, Micah?
Overall, very excited about this. I was more excited before I saw the price, but that's besides the point. In my notes, I put only the raw sexual energy of Waluigi could make me feel alive this morning. Because him in that trailer, he was popping.
Yeah.
I like these different features, time of day and weather conditions.
Yes.
And yeah, driving to the next course during the Grand Prix, kind of cool to have like an extra race built into the Grand Prix, essentially. And the knockout tour that you mentioned, where you have to kind of keep meeting these goals in order to stay in the race. That's really cool. So they really have done a lot with this, because you're always kind of curious. The tracks themselves get like bigger, crazier. Like, what are they going to do next? This was completely unexpected for me.
Yeah. Dustin, what'd you think, man?
Yeah, it looks, awesome. All the things Micah mentioned, the new characters. I saw someone point out that the penguin from Mario 64.
Yes, he was a cart. Yeah, he was driving a cart. There was the
Moo. He got his
Moo.
license.
Yes.
The Moo from Mario Kart 64 there, driving a cart. I was very confused about that.
Holly went, so I showed Holly a few of the trailers. She popped when she saw the cow.
Oh, really? Hell
yeah.
It's great.
I was freaking out.
There's a little bit of wall riding in there, some Tony Hawk grinding.
Grinding, yeah.
I love that. I love to see more depth added to the gameplay. And because it's Mario Kart, it's probably going to play like a dream. So all that, very exciting. But Brad, you touched on the price. Let's talk about that real quick. Yeah. $80, $10 increase from what we're used to on other consoles, and a $20 increase from Switch One.
Yeah.
I am not surprised by this. In fact, I think you can expect pretty soon it's going to be $80 on everything. This is the permission that the other publishers needed to push to $80. A lot of people are going to be upset with that. I get it. Spending more money. Nobody wants that. Inflation is through the roof right now. I'm not trying to justify it, just trying to explain it.
Right.
Maybe we'll talk about this later, so I'll just touch on it briefly. But I did see things about physical games costing even more.
Oh, I didn't see this.
There was a thing from... I was really trying to search because it was a UK listing, but I would assume this is the case everywhere. This was on Insider Gaming that Mario Kart World's physical edition would be $90.
Wow.
Oh! It was UK pricing, but it showed specifically a different price.
Yeah.
So, big conversation to be had about physical versus digital. I'm sure we're going to talk about some of the digital stuff later, I'm assuming. But, yeah, Nintendo definitely making some economic moves here that will create ripples in the industry. I feel positive of that.
Oh, yeah. That's humongous news. That's what I was saying. I'm sure Sony and Xbox are very happy Nintendo did it first. Yeah, because they will follow suit, like you said. But so the console is $449. We'll tell you some Mario Kart. It's $449 by itself, at least here in the United States or North America. But there's also a bundle with Mario Kart World, which I think is going to be like $500, I think, or something around that price. So if it's $80 standalone, you save $30 if it's indeed $500. So that's the way to go. It definitely seems like. So I don't know. What do you guys think of that price?
$449? That's less than I expected.
Okay.
Which I'm not saying it's cheap, but I was really expecting this thing to be $499 right out the gate. But $449, I mean, it's still, as I was saying earlier, inflation, but it does seem like you're getting, I don't want to say you're getting a lot, but there are significant hardware upgrades, a 1080p, 120 FPS screen, the new Joy-Cons, things like that. And the bundle definitely seems like the way to go. Everyone's buying Mario Kart with this thing.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Everybody's buying Mario Kart. So if you can save $30 while you're at it, potentially 40 with this digital physical business, then that's definitely the way to go. And that bundle is $4.99. So that does kind of make it in line with the $5.99 price that I was originally expecting. But yeah, I don't think they're going to have any problem selling this at that price point at all.
No, certainly not. Micah, what do you think?
Yeah, it's higher than what I expected just based on what we talked about last week, but I'm not upset with this price point. It feels worth it to me. I did just think that they were going to try and hit 400 like for like the base unit simply because I just think it's an attractive number for a new console, but I'm not upset with 449 at all. And if it's true that the bundle you would save that much on Mario Kart, that would be my choice because as much as I love physical games, for that specific game, I'm not going to get as much use out of it as like a family would. We were talking about this a little bit in the Discord briefly. Like, Ben and his family play it. I'm like, I'm going to play this by myself. I don't even think I'll convince Colin to play it with me. So $90 to play Mario Kart by myself, not worth it. I'm going to try and get the bundle.
Yeah, I was going to say, because that is the launch game to get. Because another game's coming, but not launch, but pretty close to it.
One quick note, just to double back a little bit, because we were talking about the Mario Kart World price being $80. That is not the standard price of Switch games. Jeff Keighley and other people tweeted out that a game coming up that we'll talk about is $70.
Okay.
So Nintendo is, which they've already been doing this, is exploring different price points for games, which I think makes sense to have games priced at different points. It'll be curious to weigh out what games are worth 80, which ones are worth 70, but it's not necessarily standard all Switch games $80.
Yeah, that's good to know. I did not know that. So I'll say, who's going to pay $80 for Bravely Default remastered? Come on. But yeah, it is interesting. Like Tears of the Kingdom was $70, and that was one of the only, I think that was the most expensive Switch game that we've had. So yeah, we'll see more of that. And of course, we're filming this pretty early after the Direct, so there'll still be breaking news, so we're not going to know everything. All right, let's see here. Oh, Dustin, I thought of you immediately with this. So this is a little out of order, but the standard micro SD cards won't work with Switch 2. You will need a micro SD card, and the system comes with 256 gigabytes. And Locke Morton was in my stream during this, and he said, hey, that's almost enough for Call of Duty. So we're all going to have to buy more storage as well. What do you think about this, Dustin?
Yeah, well, Brad, I recently got you that 3DS.
Yes. And
I bought this new micro SD card to put in it, but then it had a 64 gig card in it. And I thought, I'll save that for Switch 2. Well, nope. So I guess I have a spare 128 gig card, but it makes sense that these games are I'm assuming the internal speed is much faster as well. And so in some of the other things they showed off, like faster load times. So it makes sense that it's going to have faster storage. You need a faster SD card. That doesn't really bother me at all. I'm just happy that Switch still has like expandable storage, non-proprietary cards. That's nice. So that's fine with me.
Yeah. Micah, any thoughts?
Oh, yeah, just agree with Dustin. This is not a Vita situation where you need some stupid, expensive, special memory card, forged in the volcano, all right? It's just you're going to need to buy a different one than you already had for your Switch, but totally fine with this decision. It doesn't faze me.
Oh, I just really want to go back to Mario Kart real quick. I'm looking at the trailer. It's like, man, you get different outfits with all the characters now. You can customize them. They showed King Boo. He's got like a fur coat on and a top hat and a monocle going and a mustache. It's like, this is so good, man. There's like a sick kind of like Donkey Kong course, like the OG Donkey Kong arcade game with like the beams and stuff stacked up. So this game is going to be sick. There's a crab character, just like Crab. That's a character. there is a Bumblebee, and I see baby Daisy right there. So the babies are back. Mike could get excited.
The worst, because as I've mentioned, my sister in Mario Kart Double Dash, her favorite course was Baby Park, and then she'd always play as the Mario and Luigi babies, and I just hated it. Like, I hated that course, and I hated those characters. Something about it just really off-putting to me, and I'd be like, please don't choose that one every time.
Please don't. Yeah, there's like a farmer outfit for Luigi. He's got like a straw hat and overalls on. Wild stuff.
Dude, we need that tennis outfit for Luigi with his bulge.
Yeah.
His dong just rock hard riding along. He's doing that death stare from the last game. Yeah. But this time he has a big old boner.
Yeah. Oh.
Thoughts? I mean, something to think about.
Yeah.
Nintendo.
I forgot to bring this up too, but the game is open world and there's a free roam kind of mode. So you can just drive around and explore the world. It's like a Horizon game. The Forza Horizon games almost reminds me of. And you can also do that online with your friends, I guess. There's photo mode. And it looks like there's like, when you go off a jump now, you don't get like the paraglider thing. It looks like your cart turns into a plane almost. And when you're in the water, your cart transforms into like a water vehicle, like a jet ski almost.
Yeah. I noticed during like one of the snowy parts, it looked like a little snowmobile.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, hell yeah, dog. Yeah. That's awesome.
That's all cool shit. So Mario Kart looking good.
Diddy Kong Racing is back.
I know. I've definitely thought of Diddy Kong Racing immediately.
Also,
go ahead, Brad. No. I was going to say, we'll see if Micah gets it if she has to buy it separately. Who knows?
Yeah. Something to point out too is this is a Switch 2 exclusive game, not coming to Switch 1. This is the game they're using to sell Switch 2. And with all the open world stuff, I think that probably makes sense. That maybe that stinky old Switch 1 can't handle the power of Mario Kart World.
That's right, dude. All right, then we had. I'm really curious what you guys think about this. They showed the C button on the controller, the new C button. People were like, oh, it's capsule. That's what it stands for. Nope, it stands for chat.
Capsule?
Yeah.
What was the logic behind that?
I don't know. Nintendo fans, dude. They do their thing.
You press the button and like a Pez flies out right into your mouth. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
But this new chat function is like a built-in Discord almost to the Switch. It looked exactly like Discord, pretty much. You could share your screen with everybody. It's kind of interesting. You could play the game, like have your game on the top and your friends' screens at the bottom. You could see what they're doing. And it looks real bad when they're they're sharing their screen. It looked horrible. And you can also get like a camera so you can show yourself while you're playing, all that kind of stuff. At first I was like, oh, they're just putting Discord in. Nice. But no, they have to do their own version of it, their own Nintendo version of it. And it's interesting. There's the voice chat, which seems to come from the dock or like the console itself that you put on the dock or whatever. There's the mic there. And they said they're going to have noise canceling stuff for it. Like they had someone come out with a blender while they're chatting. And I was like, I don't think that's going to work very well. I doubt it, Nintendo. I have big doubts all about this whole online thing they got going on here, this whole chat thing. But I don't know. What did you guys think of it?
Well, Micah, go ahead.
Oh, all right. I think these features are interesting, but it doesn't look super well executed. Like keeping an eye on the chat during the direct and people just completely ragging on, oh my God, look how bad it looks when they're sharing their screen. They're like, oh, share your screen 12 frames per second.
Yeah, it was literally 12 frames per second. It was bad.
Yeah, and I just have to say, it's not something I'm interested in at all to add on the little camera and all that. I'm over the Kinect peripherals, that type of stuff. That era for me is like long past. Mm-hmm. I can see them doing more things with this. I guarantee maybe it'll be something like Just Dance, for example. They make one for Switch. It's going to be like, oh, and the camera and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, dude, I have no interest in this. I think it's cool that they added this, but they're like the new C button. It's like, and it's for chat.
Yeah.
All right. I don't love it.
Yeah, it's like an evolution of the share button, I suppose. Something like that.
Yeah.
I'm looking through the direct right now. I've seen a little more footage, and it looks like you can watch, like people can share their screen, so you can all be playing different games, I guess, if you guys want to hang out like in a Discord call, essentially. So I guess that's cool, but it all looks pretty bad. Everyone's footage. It looks pretty bad. But Dustin, what do you think about this nerf Discord, I guess?
Yeah, well, it is funny that I mean, I guess Nintendo's listening to feedback because the entire Switch generation, they never had on-console voice chat.
Right.
It was relegated to the phone app.
Yeah, so bad.
They got laughed at a lot for that for good reason. So it's good to see they have in-game voice chat, of course, clearly with the way they set this up. Very much Discord inspired, as you were both saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's I think Nintendo's always kind of going to do things their own way, of course, and it's going to be not exactly what we want, but kind of. Even though I don't think this appeals to us, I think that in general, for a more family-focused console, this could be really, really popular, where having a direct Discord integration would be awesome. But the fact that it's their own little ecosystem, they talked about it connecting to the parental controls and stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
It creates a very safe environment where you don't need a third-party app that who knows what's on there. I mean, I've seen The Last Stand Discord.
Yeah.
Who knows what's on there? And so it creates a safe environment within the Nintendo ecosystem for younger kids, friends, and family in order to play together. And so I could see this being really useful for that situation. Is the execution and its quality with its 10 FPS, whatever, not really to our taste? Certainly. I don't think that a lot of people that this is geared towards are even going to care. They're just like, wow.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Because a lot of them probably have never even seen like Discord. Like last night, I was watching Jimmy play a game on his PC while I was playing a different game, and it was running like 60 FPS at least. I think it has higher frame rates and 4K, and that's amazing. But a lot of people that are going to pick this up and use this feature may have not even seen that, and that doesn't even matter to them. So I think it's neat. I don't know if I needed a whole button dedicated to it on the controller, but I think it makes sense. And the camera. So the camera is pretty interesting. I made a cheeky tweet about it's the iToy. Welcome back, iToy, because the games that they showed off using it look like exactly like iToy games. It uses like it cuts you out, kind of.
Yeah.
I kind of think those gimmick games are fun. I guess I have nostalgia for the iToy because I thought it was sick at the time. It isn't fun for very long necessarily. So I don't know if it's something that, I don't know. They're going to have to show off more things with this camera to make me decide whether it's like, is this worth having here and there? Like, I could see the camera being kind of cool where when Animal Crossing was out and I was, and this was during COVID, of course. So it's like, I'm going over to Ben's village. I'm going to Brandon's village. We're having a good time. Being able to do that and have like a little camera and see each other. It's like you're spending time, or maybe it's a friend far away. Maybe I can go to Lockmore's Island. Doubtful.
Yeah.
But the fact that that's all integrated on console and it's not like, I got to set up the Switch and then I got to set up my Discord if we want to be able to see each other and stuff like that. I think it's neat. I don't know if I'm getting one day one, but it's an interesting idea. The camera quality definitely didn't look great.
No.
But again, that's one of those things where Nintendo's looking for ways that they can make it slightly cheaper, and it just works for the general people that are going to use it and not even care about the quality of the camera itself.
Yeah. They kind of use it in an interesting way. They showed like Mario Party Jamboree later on, and it used kind of some of that, and you could like see the players like their faces above the characters they're playing as. I thought that was kind of cool, but I'm with you, Dustin. It's a cool idea in some cases. It'll be a fun novelty occasionally, but I don't know about using it very often or how often Nintendo themselves will take advantage of it after the release period. I mean, we see this kind of stuff happen with everybody. Early on system life cycles, they try all those weird ideas they implement, HD Rumble and all that kind of stuff, and it just kind of falls to the wayside as things go on. So we shall see. I was trying to find the price for this thing. I'll keep looking later, but
here, I can look while you...
Yeah.
I had also noted down when they were doing the camera presentation, who will be the first person to be caught cheating on the Switch camera?
Oh
Like
yeah.
who's gonna, you didn't realize the camera was on, and your friend is like, "Oh my god, who's that?" Like, I
Yeah.
guarantee there's gonna be
I
some sort of scandal.
I feel like Nintendo's asking for trouble. There's just going to be dicks when you're playing online, like Mario Party. Like their profile is just going to be like their character avatar is just going to be a dick or something like
Oh,
that.
dude, what if they bring back like Omegle, like
Yeah,
Switch edition?
Omegle Nintendo version. A Nintendo made Omegle. Brad, I got info.
Okay.
Very surprising info on this camera. The official camera is $49.99.
Okay.
This is the big thing. This comes from a Polygon article. If you don't want to buy Nintendo's camera, you might have luck plugging in the one you already own, assuming it's USB-C, as Nintendo confirmed USB-C support for third-party cameras.
Okay.
Oh.
Interesting.
So
Interesting. Okay.
if you have
That's
your own, I mean, the
Nintendo-like.
USB-C is kind of a stickler because most people are
Yes.
going to have normal USB ones, but
Okay.
options are nice.
Yeah, slightly friendly Nintendo. Okay. Oh, also for this whole online thing, like the voice chat, you will need Nintendo online membership, but it will be free until March 31st, 2026. So it'll be free for almost a year when it comes out. So, but eventually you will got to pay up. You got to pay Daddy Nintendo. Ain't no way you getting around that. All right. Then they talked about game shares. So now you'll be able to share a game with up to 3 other systems. You can also do this online with compatible games. So they showed I think Mario Party or something like that. So if one person has a copy of the game, you can share it locally and you'll be doing it you can do it online with some other games games that support it. But I thought that was a cool feature. I always like stuff like that. If just one friend has the game, you can share with everybody so everyone can play. What did you think, Micah? Pretty cool, right?
Absolutely, especially like Clubhouse 51, one of the games that they showed
Yeah.
off, is a really cool title. I don't own it myself. I bought it for my sister though, because she has her own Switch and she loves, like, we both love board games, so like Mancala, stuff like that. But now it's like, oh, cool, you'd be able to eat much easier, just do local play with the kids and all that. Maybe she doesn't want to play with them though, because she's very competitive. But I love that idea for something, especially like Clubhouse 51, because it's something that it's made to be played this way, and that's just a really great feature.
Damn. I just saw something interesting. According to Insider Gaming, not all Switch 2 games included game on cartridge, despite prices up to $90. So I guess.
Yep.
You won't get the whole game on the cart, maybe kind of thing like that in the future. This is kind of going the way of the future. We're seeing this with other stuff as well, Dustin. I got to know, how do you feel about this?
Yeah, it sucks. Like one of the main things for physical for me was being able to buy games at a cheaper price.
Right.
And that was a maybe the biggest factor for me, but now it's like they're charging extra. And then in addition, initially I was like, well, they're using a faster speed chip. So maybe they're trying in the Nintendo logic. It's like, oh, we're using a more advanced memory on these cards. So that's why we have to make it cost more. But now there's this other news that certain Switch 2 games, let's see, Jimmy sent me the article because he knew I'd be pissed. It's called a game key card, which is basically a key on the game card that you need to download the data for. So it sucks. And it makes I'm at the point now with Switch 2 where between the prices and the fact that the game's not even on the card, it's like maybe this is the system that I'm just all digital on.
Yeah.
Because I've said this for a while on Sacred, it's like at some point it's gonna happen. Whether I like it or not.
Yeah.
And now that they introduced those features from last week's Direct, where if I buy a digital game and Holly and I are in the same Nintendo family, I can have her play it. Because that was one of the big things for us with Holly and I each having a Switch. That it was like, well, if I buy the physical game, we can just transfer it between the systems easily. But now they enabled that. So Nintendo is doing everything they can to try, other than just removing physical games, to push you to digital, where they have complete control over that ecosystem, and the price of cartridges, they can eliminate that and charge. So I legitimately think Switch 2, I haven't made the full decision, but I think I'm just going to go full digital with it.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, but I knew this day would come eventually. So
yeah, it doesn't make me happy because I want physical Nintendo stuff. Like Switch is the only system I collect physical for out of all of them. But it's like, yo, I want those physical games. Like I want that physical Zelda stuff coming later. It's like I want that stuff, but if it's like way more, it's like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Yeah, it's a weird time, and yeah, it's a dark day to hear Dustin talking like this.
Well, and especially too because we know that Nintendo games so rarely go on sale. This
Yeah.
isn't a matter of if you still want physical games, you wait a couple months and it'll be marked down. You know that these games, a lot of them are going to stay full price, potentially for years. And you can wait for Target to do like a buy two, get one free sale and try and save money that way. But you really are just like, yeah, I know these games are not going to go down in price. I know Mario Kart is not going to be cheaper, until maybe 6 years later.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those things of looking at this now, like, wow, if we're starting here and I already know that these games will probably never be discounted, it's a really tough call. I don't want to be a digital, connoisseur, but I don't know, Dustin, this really sucks.
Yeah. I do think one other positive about this idea of switching to digital is I've never liked with Switch that I'm carrying around hundreds of dollars of games when I travel.
Right.
That's always made me uneasy in that if I lose this, not only do you lose the console, but you lose all these games that you have. And so the idea of it being digital and having that peace of mind, it's like if I lose this, then I still have my account with my games. I think that's a big benefit for a portable console.
Yeah.
Am I switching over on PS5 or whatever? No. I'm still staying physical there as long as I can. But for Switch 2, I think it's time to make the switch. They've forced my hand.
Yeah.
And it's like how you can't even boycott the situation in any way. It's like, oh, well, I'm going to buy physical anyway. Well, Nintendo benefits from your extra $10.
Yeah.
If you don't buy it, then I guess the only thing you can do is like literally not buy the console at all and not participate. But as I said earlier, you're just tightening that grip right on the scrot. So what are you gonna do?
They gave us those sexy little red cartridges though.
I know. I was happy to see they're red. That was cool.
I wonder if they're in a new flavor.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I
Cherry
never tasted
slush.
the old ones.
Yeah.
Toxic cherry slush.
All right. Now, this is some interesting stuff. I thought this was cool, and I'm excited to talk about this stuff. We got some of the specs of the system itself finally. Switch 2 screen is 7.9 inches compared to the Switch's 6.2. So nice little upgrade right there. The screen is now 1080p. It's HDR and supports up to 120 frames per second. I was shocked to see that on a Nintendo thing. Mouse controls, of course, they're adding that. So the mouse is confirmed. We saw them use that. Audio speakers are improved on it. Built-in mic on the thing, on the console, I mean. Supports 3D audio now, which is pretty cool. New stand you can adjust. 2 USB-C ports. And the dock supports up to 4K resolutions for compatible games. And there's a built-in fan in the system now. So I was very happy to see 4K. Dustin, you're a specs guy. What do you think about all this?
Yeah, so we'll get the annoying thing out of the way, which is something we already knew. It's not an OLED screen.
Right.
So
That'll
that's
be
a
couple years from now.
Yeah. They'll sell you to that again at the $490 at that'll be when the $499 price point kicks in, maybe more. So that's annoying. With that being said, the other benefits are awesome. HDR is probably the big thing for me.
Yeah, that's really nice.
I have the Steam Deck OLED that has an HDR screen, and I love seeing a super bright, high pixel density screen. So I'm really excited about that. The 120 FPS support, I think it's important that we curb our expectations a little bit here in that most games are not going to run at 120 FPS. They're just not. But
there's
for
one
some games
that they said does. We'll talk about it later.
It does.
Yeah.
Like I would imagine Silksong you'll be able to play
probably
at 120 FPS. A lot of 2D games, a lot of indie games, and some Nintendo first party, depending on how what the visual presentation is. But I love the fact that it's there. So for those games, it makes a huge difference. The screen being slightly bigger, cool. I'm not, it depends on what you do with that extra almost 2 inches.
More gooning space, yeah.
It being 1080p over 720p, when you're talking a resolution of a screen between, a 7-inch screen, 1080p will make it a little better. The Steam Deck is 900p, and it's really all I need in terms of resolution. So that's cool. And then the dock, of course, supporting 4K. Thank you.
Yeah, very
The Switch
excited.
was just right before 4K really took off. And so that was like a big thing that even if games weren't playing at 4K, it didn't have that 4K output. So your TV was upscaling, made things look extra stinky, of course. So this having 4K output, even for lower res games, is going to be a big improvement. It's neat that it has a built-in fan. I'm curious what that's going to mean for games running better docked. Clearly, the console is boosting to some degree where it needs that extra cooling.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious what, like Digital Foundry is going to do all kinds of stuff about docked versus undocked. But pretty nice little setup. And the mouse controls too. Man, there's so much to talk about here.
I know.
The mouse controls, really neat. They showed off like Metroid Prime using the mouse controls. I'm pretty excited about that. As a big mouse and keyboard gamer for FPS games, I think it's a really neat idea. I'm not sure about that game they showed off. We'll talk about later. Did not look.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that game did not look super fun to me, but interesting. But overall, as far as the hardware is concerned, I would say it's a significant update from the Switch 1. And we're going to have to see what that means in terms of power overall.
Yeah. Micah, what do you think about all these specs?
Yeah, couple things I thought were neat. The analog sticks being bigger on it.
Yeah. The buttons too. The Z, whatever the side buttons on the Joy-Con.
SL and SR buttons for when you have the Joy-Cons in horizontal mode, which is huge because I so rarely had to use the Joy-Cons in horizontal mode. Like when I would play like local co-op with a friend, it just became very quickly apparent that these are not super comfortable to play with. And like even with that little slidey thing that goes over the buttons, it's like they were just tiny. They're just tiny little buttons for adult sized hands. So I'm happy to see things like that. They're making the buttons bigger, the analog sticks bigger. They said that Switch in handheld mode will have better sound now that they've improved the speakers. So you'll be excited to see that because I play a lot in handheld mode and sometimes with headphones, sometimes not. So that's something I'm interested in. And yeah, the mouse functionality, Dustin, I was especially happy to see it for like Civ 7, for example, because that would be just like, that's really cool. That's exactly how you'd want to play this. Maybe, I don't know if Civ 7 is going to run super well, but because it has problems on other consoles that are more powerful, but that's besides the point. Great innovation and really happy to see it. And like you mentioned too, Dustin, for like first person shooters, really cool for people who like that. I've never played a shooter with a mouse, so it's not my thing. But for you guys who do, I'm happy that this is an option.
Yeah, I hope it just doesn't feel like shit, like moving it across I'm just anticipating it feeling really bad.
Well, yeah, they'll be like, you need the official Nintendo Switch 2 mouse pad.
Yeah,
and
the add-on,
actually, for me specifically, my setup to play a game, I'm not very close to my coffee table. Like the couch is further back from it. So if I wanted to play something with the mouse, I'd have to be like, do I put like a book or like a clipboard next to me?
You get like a TV dinner tray.
Yeah.
On your lap,
Exactly. Some sort of lap desk type thing. But that is something I was considering as they're showing everyone playing in front of a coffee table, essentially. And I'm like, that's just not how my living room is set up. So for me to enjoy those features, I would have to think about where am I sitting or what do I put next to me that I can have like a flat surface.
Yeah. All right. After that, all the great specs. I'm very happy seeing 4K as well and HDR as well, Dustin. I'll try Metroid Prime for sure with the mouse. I'll just try it at my desk up here. So I'm very happy I got these 4K monitors now, just in time for Switch.
Nice.
We're ready to go. Okay, let's see here. Of course, it's backwards compatible with Nintendo Switch. They said with compatible Switch games. I assume that's going to be most of them, though. Then they showed Nintendo Switch 2 welcome tour. So this was strange. It looks like a paid manual / tech demo. They showed like a golf little mini game in there, like shaking maracas and stuff like that. I thought it was gonna be like, I was like, is this kind of like their pack-in thing to kind of show you the system and explain things to you? Because they're showing like in it off like here's how HD Rumble works and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, that's kind of neat, I guess. But it's paid, I guess. I don't know how much it is.
I'm hearing this for the first time. You're telling me this for the first time. That's fucking insane.
Yeah. Yeah,
wow.
I'm pretty sure it's paid. I'll have to double. I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm seeing it on IGN right now. Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour will be a paid tour of your new Nintendo Switch 2.
That is fucking crazy. You want me to pay to do your little virtual demo around the console? I'm not saying someone didn't work on it.
Right.
But that's not that is the cost of doing business. Like that is simply, it's just like, dude, that is not something that the consumer should pay for. That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, and we were talking about voting with your wallet earlier about digital games. Vote with your wallet and don't buy this.
Yeah, I'm not buying it.
That is fucking insane. I mean, it's one of those things where I want to say I can't believe it. I totally can. I mean, this is just like 1-2 Switch should have been the packing game for Switch 1. It was arguable though. It's like, okay, this is like it's a legitimate game. It's a little thin. But it's mainly a tech demo for the console. This is, dude, come on.
Yeah.
I wonder how much they'll charge for this. How much you guys think?
$10.
$10.
That's my guess.
I was going to say $5, only because it looks like kind of boring. Like it was so dry. Like here's the thing is that it didn't feel as gamified, of course, as something like 1-2 Switch, where like you're 100% right, Dustin. Like that was a tech demo for the console and I loved it. It was really fun and a great way to show off all those features. But this, like the text pop-ups and everything, I'm like, it feels like a PowerPoint presentation that I'm moving around in. It didn't, it's just like, this doesn't scream fun. I don't know. I don't know how much anyone would be willing to pay for that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, dude.
Brad's gonna buy it though. You're gonna buy it, Brad.
I'll buy it if it's like $5 or maybe $10 just to try it on stream or something like that. That's how I'll justify it. But I don't know. It looks kind of shitty. It's like, do you want to scrape paint off the walls? Like I was doing this in WarioWare, like on Wii. It's like that was a long time ago.
Exactly, dude. Like my confusion here is, if you wanted to make a tech demo game, why don't you have a new WarioWare with like all new mini games, or why don't you have an updated 1-2 Switch that doesn't suck like everybody 1-2 Switch? Like I don't know. You could have brought back Cooking Mama or something for this. There's a million ways to do this and get people to pay for it that aren't this.
Yeah. I don't know. It feels like an easy skip right now, but we'll see in the future, I guess. I don't know. All right, let's move on from that trash. Now I'm excited for this. Switch games. Some Switch games will be enhanced on Switch 2, but you have to pay for it, of course. We don't know how much it's going to be. If it's 10, 15, whatever it's going to be. I'm going to guess $10 just because Nintendo's in a new era, so we'll see. Here's some of the games they showed. But also, some of these games come with extras content, like new content, which is surprising. The first one they showed was Mario Party Jamboree, and this is with the Switch 2 version. It's plus TV and has like a bunch of new mini games that seem to use the mouse and stuff like that. They showed like a mini game with roller coaster like straps, and you have to like lift them up and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure it's fun. Mario Party is always really fun with all that kind of shit, with all kind of stuff. And I think Mario Party Jamboree is great from what I've heard from people. So maybe I'll check this out. Maybe it's a good thing I waited and didn't get it. This sounds like a good stream game or a good game for us to play, Dustin, with the boys. If everyone's willing to get it, that'd be fun as hell. Also, we had this was what I was talking about. I clapped for this. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are getting enhanced versions, 60 FPS, higher resolution. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Love to see it. Thank God Nintendo delivered there. Dustin, did this do anything for you?
Yeah. I know you have this written here next, but I was shocked that they're bringing back Smart Glass. It has an app support that you can see the map. Yeah. It'll have the voice tell you where to go.
That's from Micah, dude.
Kind of cool. I don't think I'll use that, but even just seeing these games run at 60 FPS after seeing, I mean, I've seen them on emulators, of course, and it's gonna be so nice. I think particularly Tears of the Kingdom with all the building mechanics, the low gravity stuff, that 60 FPS is just gonna make it feel so much better to play. Yep. And so I will definitely go back to that. I wonder what the price point is on this. I was telling Holly, I was like, I feel like it should be $10, but I bet it will be 20.
Yeah, it should be 10. It should be 10. That's what Sony charges, right? For PlayStation stuff,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Normally.
Yeah, but new era of Nintendo. Who knows, man? $80 Mario Kart, anything's possible. Micah, are you going to play this now? Now that you can have like a guide helping you on your phone, telling you where Korok seeds are you going to play this one? Finally, you've been playing Zelda games.
I have been playing the Zelda games. Yeah, I did make a note because I was like, I said with a voice GPS, LOL, because I was like, what the fuck is that? Like it's directing you like you're in a car. I don't know, man. I don't know. Brad,
come on,
I kind of really hate this like giant sheep guy. Like, I kind of really hate Raru or whatever his name is.
Oh, well, he's like not even in the games. He's like barely in him. You don't play as him in this game. In another game you do, but not this one.
No. But I just was like, I've seen the cutscenes, you know, and
You've seen the cutscenes, so you've seen all of the games. All right.
I watched Game Grumps play it for like 10 hours, Brad. I mean, really, I did watch a good amount of Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know, man. Which one should I play if I was going to play one of them?
I think Tears of the Kingdom is a better game. So if you're only going to play one, maybe that one. But at the same time, and there's more going on in that game that'll maybe be overwhelming for you, I guess. The crafting, the building, all that kind of, I could just see Micah being like, I don't know what to do. I hate this.
I know, like, I don't want to build things. No, I watched Aaron play it, and he's like trying to make some flying machine and spending like 20 minutes on it, and then it doesn't fucking work. And I'm like, this does not look fun at all. And I don't put myself as being smarter than Aaron, so I'm like, I don't think this is for me.
Yeah, you're smarter than Aaron. If you're not. There was also Kirby and the Forgotten Land plus Star-Crossed Whirl. I saw this and I was like, oh, Micah's probably pleased. This is giving me a perfect excuse to go back and finish Kirby's Forgotten Land. I was like at the end of the game and I just never finished it for some reason. But that game was sweet. So I definitely want to go back and play it. Micah, what'd you think of this?
Yeah, I like that they're adding on to it. This is something, depending on price, like for the upgrade, that I'd look into, because I don't really want to replay the entirety of like Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I kind of just want to play the new part. But depending on the right price, I might say, all right, let me just go back through this and enjoy it. It's not a super long game or anything. Right. But I just like, you know me, Brad. I play something through and I'm like, that was wonderful. Please leave.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Dustin, what did you think of this?
I'm like you. I didn't finish it and I liked it, but I didn't love it. So I'm not super pumped about this. There's going to be so many other things to play.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm probably not going to play this, but look, dude, seeing any game that was 30 FPS running at 60 does something for me a little bit, where I was like, oh, well, 60 FPS, not bad. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Excited.
We'll see. Yeah, a little excited for sure.
Yeah, this is why they didn't show Zelda Echoes, because that game was already perfect. Buttery smooth.
Perfect 60.
I think they're actually going to do that one as well. I saw someone say that online. I couldn't find confirmation. I just saw someone say it. There's other titles they just had, but I don't know. Maybe look into it, Dustin. I don't know, or someone. We're all looking to it after the show. There'll be more in the future. Oh, Micah.
Yes.
Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. You're talking about Aaron building something for 20 minutes and not getting it to work. Yeah. In this new version on the app, you'll be able to download other people's creations, so you can just pop it in.
I did see that. It feels like cheating, though.
Well,
like
if it gets
like
you to
cheating.
play the game, like what if Aaron's like, hey, I'm going to make a dick monster robot. You could make that yourself too, Micah, quickly.
Wow. Yeah, I could ride the rat dick cycle or whatever.
Exactly.
Whatever he creates. Wow. That's
exactly.
an idea. That's an idea. The rat
go.
milk.
He's going to be all over that. So keep an eye out, Micah.
I'll consider it. You know, I'll probably just play Breath of the Wild at some point.
Okay, sure.
And then, because I really don't like that sheep man one bit. I gotta be honest.
Sure, yeah. Then we had, they also showed Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. No date on this, by the way, that I saw, just 2025. This was cool. I was really happy they showed this. So there's quality mode for this, which is 4K 60 FPS HDR. That's good shit right there. I was very shocked to see that. There's also performance mode that is 1080p with 120 frames per second HDR, docked, of course. Dustin, did this do anything for you?
Pretty impressive. Both a 4K 60 game. I guess it is a Switch 1 game,
yeah.
technically, but still, it's a very visually impressive Switch 1 game. And so, in fact, you got 4K 60 on a Switch 2 or 120 1080p. Pretty crazy. And it's nice. HDR, of course, is in both modes. And yeah, I really hope, though, I kind of doubt it, they release Metroid Prime 2 and 3 before this.
Yeah.
I want to play those because as infamous as it is, I am not a big fan of the original Metroid Prime. I want to play those other two. I'm open to it. I think this game looks great, though.
Yeah, well, the collections are the collections, a lot of them that I wanted are dead in my heart now because of the GameCube.
Yeah.
They added in it. So we'll get into more of that later, but everything I think is just going to go on that from now on. So I think you can kiss all those collections goodbye, sadly. Yeah. Let's see here. This was from wait, hold on, Micah. You're not gonna play Metroid, right?
No.
Okay.
I'm happy for you guys, though. I'm very happy for
Colin may play it. Maybe.
He won't.
He said,
He
maybe I'll
won't.
play it. Maybe I'll play it. But you should just like, I don't know, like put like a fake PlayStation logo on the controller or something, and like something to like emulate trophies popping up for him. I don't know, like a dopamine hit, like a timer bing when he does something good.
I make my own trophy list for the game, and then I just play sound effects,
exactly.
and do little pop-ups on myself. Yeah, like the little cue card type things.
He needs that to live, so maybe we can do that for him. All right, this question right here. Dustin, did you put this in here, dude? Nice.
I threw that in there. It might be a little redundant now, but...
No, that's okay. We'll just read it, though. Because just for everyone knows, our thread is still open. I was like, everyone's going to want to talk about the Switch 2 Direct, so we just got to leave it open. So we're just trying to pull questions from it every now and then and stuff like that. It's just going to be a little sloppy this week, but a lot going on. All right, this is from Luis.
Like them sloppy.
That's right, we do.
Oh.
It's from Luis Charles. Hey, Punchers, we finally have 4K-ish 60 FPS versions of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I am pumped for the idea of replaying these masterpieces in their best official form. What about you guys? Are you going to replay them now? Bonus question. In your opinions, since it's mostly Breath of the Wild 1.5 and an upgrade in every way, does Tears of the Kingdom make Breath of the Wild obsolete and redundant, or they both remain worth replaying? Cheers, Lewis. So, if you've played both of them, I feel like playing Breath of the Wild is kind of redundant in a lot of ways because it just adds way more to it. And I think it's a better game pretty much in every way. Breath of the Wild kind of had the impact of Zelda, like that new type of Zelda and going onto that Hyrule for the first time. So the impact is stronger there, but I think Tears of the Kingdom is a better game. But if you've never played either of them, you can maybe just start with Breath of the Wild. It is simpler to get into, I would say. And it's still fun because I think you appreciate Tears of the Kingdom more if you've played Breath of the Wild. Just being like, here's Hyrule, here's how it's changed from game to game. So yeah, that's what I'd say.
Just as a slight modifier to the question I wanted to ask you guys is that we got like Mario Party Jamboree, the Zelda games, Metroid Prime 4, stuff like this. We have all these laid out. Also Pokemon ZA getting high frame rate mode. What I wanted to ask you guys is what Switch games would you like to see that would have enhanced modes? Because like, man, seeing like a Mario Odyssey I guess it's already at 60, but a high resolution. Maybe there's 120 FPS mode.
Yeah.
What games do you think desperately need this upgrade the most?
So I saw someone say that Scarlet and Violet and Mario Odyssey are getting support.
Oh, you know what? Maybe that wasn't it. I'll bring it up, but either way.
I don't know. Maybe you could see that, but I saw someone say that those are going to be coming. So Scarlet and Violet desperately needs it. That game runs like trash. Mario Odyssey, if we can get that in a higher resolution or something too, Dustin, that game looks really nice already. That'd be delightful. So those are two big ones I'd say right away. I'm trying to think of any other Switch games. What about you, Mike? Anything off the top of your head? Maybe like a Xenoblade game or something getting a little amp up?
Yeah, like Xenoblade 1 and 2 could definitely run better.
Mhm.
1 especially has like such poor draw distance at some points where like you're running around and like the pop-in is just off the walls. So I could definitely see that getting an upgrade would be very welcome, to get more people into the series, because I keep hoping that with X being out on Switch now, that it'll get more people to give it a try, because X is a game you can just play that. You don't have to play the other ones to
Right.
get into this. So yeah, I think the Xenoblade series, I can't talk about 3 because I haven't played that one yet, but 1 and 2 could definitely use some enhancements.
Yeah. I hope all those games get enhancements, yeah. Because they're first party. They're owned by Nintendo now, so I'm sure they'll get them at some point. If Xenoblade X got a Switch port, I feel like you got to give those games a little shine. Then maybe I'll play them. The rest
Brad,
of
I have
them.
another question for you if you'd
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
of something we didn't touch on.
Oh, did you? Hold on. let me
I just
see
put it
here.
in the
Oh,
doc.
Tanner. Okay, right here. This is from Tanner Denso. Adding this after watching the direct, I wrote in about the Pro Controller having back pedals / buttons last December, and you all doubted me. Just here to claim that I was right. I'm super stoked on that, lol. Love the look of Donkey Kong Bonanza and Mario Kart World. I know Brad was loving the reveal of Donkey Kong Bonanza. Happy Switch 2 Direct, guys. Feel like I'm 12 again. Oh, and of course, Dusk Bloods. Yes, we're going to get into all that stuff. But yeah, they did show the new Pro Controller, which I think looked very nice. It does have back buttons on it. They beat Sony and Xbox to the punch on like a normal controller, I guess, Dustin. Well, even though it is like an accessory premium thing, but it's not $200 or over $100. I think it's going to be $80 from what I saw, but it might go up after that. But it looks pretty nice. I'm definitely going to buy one. It's weird because buying Switch 2, it's going to feel like, oh, the system's only $450 or $500, something like that. But it's like, no, you got to buy the $90 game. You got to buy the $80 controller. You got to buy like the dick attachment. I don't know. There's always going to be something weird for it. They're going to add on there. So it's going to add up quickly. But what do you think of the controller, Dustin?
Yeah, I absolutely love back buttons. It's the only reason I own the stupid DualSense Edge. The only way, well, the only official Sony way to get back buttons. So making it a somewhat standard, I love this because I don't necessarily need Pro Controller features. I just want those back buttons. So
Right.
the fact they're including it, great. $80 for the controller. I think, was it 70 for the last Pro
I
Controller?
think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
So you got your $10 inflation on there, but I love the Pro Controller. I use it exclusively in docked mode. So this is another thing to add to the list on launch day to buy.
Yep, definitely. Got to buy it. Mike, are you going to buy one of these immediately?
Oh, absolutely. I love the Switch Pro controller. The battery life is insane. I hope they maintain that in the new one, because that's a controller that hardly ever gets charged. Like, for how much I use that controller, it's barely ever plugged in. It is startling how good the battery life is. So, and yeah, for everyone who's a big fan of back shots, now they got the new buttons on the back. So that's there for you. I do see just a write-in from a listener named Plus Ryan, just inquiring, have we seen anything yet about controllers being backwards compatible? Will you be able to use your Switch 1 Pro controller? I have not yet seen anything regarding that.
Yeah, I haven't seen
I just
anything.
had that up a second ago. Controller. I think you can connect those controllers to the Switch 2. I'm not sure if they'll work on Switch 2 games, but they would on Switch 1 games.
Yeah.
I'll try to find the official info on that, but I just saw it a second ago.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like I sympathize with our listeners. Absolutely. Obviously, like, your Joy-Cons will not pop in. Of course, we know that the Joy-Cons are completely redesigned. But if you have a big collection of like Pro controllers, one for each person in the family, it's like, yeah, what do I do with all these now? And if you have to upgrade it, that kind of sucks.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's move on. Now, Nintendo decided to show off a new game that takes advantage of the mouse. We were all very surprised about this. A game called Drag and Drive. So Drag and Drive is you are in a wheelchair. You're like a robot in a wheelchair or something like that, and you're rolling around and you're playing basketball. That's the entire game. And I saw this, and they're like showing you like roll the mouse Joy-Cons across the floor like you're rolling a wheelchair, which is kind of neat, I guess. But I saw this and I was like, this will be fun for 20 minutes, kind of thing like that. I wonder how much this game's going to be. Is this their ARMS, Micah?
Exactly, because the thing about ARMS, as we've talked about before, despite how much Gene and I both loved that game, I wasn't in that game for like the physical controls. It was legitimately like, I'm tired now having to, when you actually would play someone and you're punching around, it's like, this is too much. You can only play a few rounds and I'm like, I'm just already done with this. So that was a game I was like, no, let me play on the controller. No motion controls for me. I don't know how long this will be entertaining for. And like you said, we don't know how well the mouse actually is going to work. It could be a little janky. And then you're like, okay, I'm playing this like competitive game with motion controls. It's what I hated about motion controls in Splatoon, for example, that I do not play with those either. So neat idea. When I first saw this, though, like they're showing the controllers moving and I'm like, oh, what's it going to be? And then I was like, wheelchair? Like, just because it was so random. Like, wheelchair. Because, was it? Do you guys remember when wheelchair basketball had like a moment like online? Yeah. Okay. So I was like, this is very 2010.
Yeah, you're late to the party.
Very late to the party. It's cool in terms of like tech demo type deal, but I kept seeing people calling it wheelchair Rocket League. And I was like, yeah, once again, though, kind of late to the party. Rocket League super popular, but you're late.
Yeah. Dustin, what'd you think of wheelchair Rocket League?
Yeah, only Nintendo. They're like, we're going to make a paraplegic sports game to show off a new feature to our game, which for that, the creativity, I applaud them for.
Yeah.
It's a neat idea. It's kind of surprising that they have this new mouse mode and the two big things they've really shown off with it. Well, I guess there's three things that they showed, like some Jamboree extra stuff in the Switch 2 edition of it. They showed off this game and then the mouse mode in Metroid Prime. So it's kind of weird that they don't have like other stuff with this mouse mode. I'm wondering if it's just kind of something that they're going to continue to expand on. We'll see if it goes the way of the IR sensor of the Switch 1, where it just ends up not really being used. So it's interesting. Maybe it will be an ARMS situation where we're all kind of laughing at it now and then it ends up being a pretty fun game. I liked ARMS. I wouldn't say it's like one of the best, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah. But it's like, I don't know, man. This looks like it has a lot less depth than ARMS does and like not wacky characters. Like everyone looks just kind of like a nameless. It's not like you got like Tony the Wheeler or something like that, like a character,
right?
Like a fighting game character. It's just some random like robot, I don't know, crash dummy guy. That's a very big point. Like, why is it so gray? And just like, where's the fun characters? Because do you guys remember the Burger King Kids Club? One of those kids was in a wheelchair. All right. Like, you couldn't have jazzed this up a bit. Yeah. I also want to know, like, what's the inspiration behind this? I would have loved like just a little like 30-second, like, why are we making this? Were you inspired directly by is wheelchair basketball like big in Japan? Like, what is happening? Like, why? I would have loved to have more information actually about why. Yeah. Why? And how much is this going to cost? Like, I'm going to laugh at this thing's fucking $80. Dude, I would die laughing, dude. Holy shit.
It's a game about paraplegics that quadriplegics cannot play. Because unless knowing Nintendo, they were like, no, you can only use this with the arm. The
you
mouse
have to play like that. Yeah,
I guess ARMS you could use with a controller. You could, but yeah. Just to double back real quick, you were asking about compatibility.
Yeah,
for controllers, Nintendo has released an official customer support document on what accessories will work. Joy-Con controllers can be paired wirelessly. They cannot be attached, obviously. Switch Pro controller. All of the virtual console controllers are compatible. The Ring Fit controller, out. Can't use that. Makes sense. The GameCube adapter still works. And that's kind of the main highlights. So it doesn't say anything about those games. So, with some exceptions, Nintendo Switch accessories can continue to be used on Nintendo Switch 2. So in theory, if you have a nice Pro controller for your Switch 1 and you don't care about the back buttons, from what I can tell here, you could just keep using that on your Switch 2.
Interesting. Wait a second. Someone just sent me something that said Breath of the Wild will and Tears of the Kingdom will have achievements on Nintendo Switch too.
I had that pulled
In-app
up.
achievements will be exclusive to Nintendo Switch versions of the game. So in-app achievements, dude. They just can't go all the way, man.
So you know what that means, though?
What?
Is that if I play Breath of the Wild, I'm playing it on the original Switch.
No, it's
I don't
only for
want
your
stinky
phone.
achievements.
It's
I don't want your stinky
it's
achievements.
only on the phone.
I don't want them.
You're not going to use the app. I'll use it.
You can keep them.
This is the classic Nintendo monkey paw. Like,
Yeah.
you get what you want, but not in the way you want it. So,
yeah, you got to do everything through the app now. Players will be able to track their achievements against their friends and other players in the Nintendo app. God, dude.
Oh, great. Wow. And will it have Nintendo calendar integration?
Probably.
Dustin, did you get the Nintendo calendar app?
Nintendo? Oh, I meant to
Nintendo
download that. I haven't
Today.
yet.
Nintendo Today. I'm gonna boot it up. I haven't booted it up today.
I forget to open it. I have the Pikmin theme. It is really cute. But it's like, I don't know, dude. Like, you open it and it's just like, the direct's coming. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that all you got? And it just is like, have a nice day. And it's like, all right. I don't. It's just not really. I kind of knew it wouldn't really serve much of a purpose in our always online age where like I get my news on Twitter first.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, I don't know, man. It's cute. And I'll open this a couple times a week until I forget all about it.
Yeah, I already forgot about it. But until you reminded me right there. But yeah, cool Nintendo, I guess. It's it's something, I guess. Fuck, man. So used to disappointment with them. All right. Now we got some third-party stuff coming. They talked about, we got Elden Ring coming, Tarnished Edition. Looks like they added some new outfits into the game. One of the outfits looked like Lucatiel from Dark Souls 2, so I was kind of surprised about that. But Dustin, are you going to play Elden Ring on Switch too?
No. I'm good there. If I need portable Elden Ring, I have it on Steam Deck. So not appealing to me, but I'm sure that this is going to be sell very well. Regardless.
Yeah, pretty cool. I don't think I'll buy it, but pretty cool regardless. Unless I'm going on a long play trip. I'll give you the review. You're going to play it, Micah?
I might. I told you I was tempted to play Elden Ring when I bought the Xbox handheld. If they're going to put it on Switch, I might. That's even better.
Okay.
I'll tell you how shitty it is.
Okay. Oh, wow.
I played Kingdom Come Deliverance on Switch, and now I can play Elden Ring on Switch too.
Yeah. Kingdom Come on Switch. Maybe they'll put the second one on Switch too.
Oh God, I don't think she'll run.
No, yeah. But then they announced Hades 2 coming to Switch 2. Very nice. Hades 1 was on Switch at launch. So that's cool. What else we got? Street Fighter 6 coming to Switch 2. Pretty interesting. I will not be playing it there, but
with new amiibo. I thought amiibo would be dead, but
new amiibo.
Same.
Oh, and there's new amiibo for Zelda.
Yeah,
they didn't mention in the direct.
4 champions or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get those. Meh.
I'm just happy Amiibo's still alive.
Yeah, it's still going. Yeah. The new Amiibos are only like newer Street Fighter characters too. They have Luke. I forgot the guy that drinks like sake. I forgot his name. And Kimberly, I think her name is. So no OGs right there, but that's okay. I think there was already a Ryu and Ken one maybe. Then we had what was this? Ex Machina. What's it called? Daemon Ex Machina. Titanic Scion coming September 5th. There was a Daemon Ex Machina on Switch before. I never played it, but a mech game could be cool. Hope it's good. Saw Split Fictions coming. Joseph Ferris came out and talked on that. Dustin's favorite. Then we had Madden. They confirmed coming to it. They confirmed like Football Club, a bunch of sports games coming to Switch. So there you go. Also, there's WWE coming to it. So if you want to play that on the go, that'll be there as well. Hogwarts Legacy coming to Switch 2. There was a Switch version of it, but now there's a Switch 2 version. Tony Hawk 3+4 is coming. So you got that. Hitman coming as well on Switch. Great game. Highly recommend it. It's called Signature Edition. And they did a little tease for 007 coming from them, which will be really cool, I hope. Bravely Default is getting a remaster. This was the 3DS game. I was kind of hoping they would put Second Layer in here as well, but just Bravely Default for now. But that's cool. It looks pretty nice. I might play it again. I played it on 3DS when it came out and I liked it. So that's cool. I'm happy to see that. That's a launch game as well. And Yakuza 0 is coming to Switch 2. This is like a newer edition director's cut. We'll have some new content in it as well. Great game. Micah, this is it.
Yes.
You got to play this. You're going to play it, right? You better play it.
Oh, wait, Yakuza 0?
Yeah, you better play it.
I already played it.
Oh, okay. You did play it?
Oh, that's the first one I ever played.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Well, you got to play it again now. Sorry.
No.
Gene will play it again, though.
Won't be done. I am excited for Bravely Default because I played Bravely Second, but I never played Bravely Default.
Oh, okay.
So
Cool.
I might actually give this a go. But no, Yakuza 0, fantastic. I highly recommend it. It's a great entry point into the series.
Yeah,
it's what got me interested in it in the first place. And from there, I've just been playing them. So highly recommend it. Also, Game Grumps did a video where they play Yakuza mini games. And some of them are the ones from 0, and it's one of their best videos lately.
Damn.
So go check that out.
Hell yeah. And the last one they showed was Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. So this is, they've done many Hyrule Warrior games already, or 2 of them at least. And they did Age of Calamity before, tying into Breath of the Wild. Now this is Age of the Imprisonment, tying into Tears of the Kingdom. Shows some of the story that's not shown in Tears of the Kingdom. But I have questions about this because there's some dumb story shit, I feel like, in Age of Calamity that made me not care about it at all. And I wonder if this will be a similar thing. I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but I'm curious and kind of excited about it. But at the same time, expectations big time in check. Mikey, you can be Raru in it. You can be the goat dog man.
You sure can. He's way too tall, ears scary. I just don't like it. You know, I have a thing against furries, and it's because I'm afraid of mascots, right? I don't mean furries, the people. I mean the caricatures. They're terrifying.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't like mascots at all. What was that game where you kind of play as like a furry? Came out like a year or 2 ago.
What? That's probably a lot of games.
Well, I know, but this was the one that was actually popular, but I can't remember what it was called. I can picture it. Guy kind of looks like a little mini tigerish thing or something. He had like a scouter on. I don't know.
Is it the Goodbye Volcano High game?
Good. No,
they're kind of like furries.
Yeah, no, exactly. This is why I didn't play that.
A tiger with a scouter?
That's what I'm picturing in my head. He kind of looked like he had like mechanical legs. Biomutant? Is that a real thing?
Oh,
Biomutant. Yeah.
There
that
is.
was years ago.
There it is.
He's not a furry, though.
No, those are fucking furries. All right,
he's just a little critter. He doesn't look human. Like if there's like the Animorphs line of like human to animal, he's way more on the animal side.
I was way too uncomfortable with, but no, yeah, I Googled it. Yeah, I remember this now. This makes me deep. He has an eye patch. That's what it was. I was like, I'm picturing the cover of the game as like a little tiger with a scouter on. But I was deeply uncomfortable by that. So there's a fine line for me between animals being like anthropomorphized, like Winnie the Pooh, excellent, A+, okay? And then like Raru, pass.
Yeah.
Just keep that thing away from me.
All right, let's move on from furries. Good news here. GameCube coming to NSO, baby. We're finally getting it. Here's the monkey's paw, though.
Yeah.
Wind Waker, happy to see it. Love it. Not getting that remaster collection. It's over, dude. This and Twilight Princess will be on this from now on. So the collection's dead. I'm still happy to play these, though. I'm happy I can play. I'm actually kind of stoked it's the GameCube version of Wind Waker as well, because they look different. The HD one, they went a little overboard with the bloom, I would say, in that version. But it has some quality of life features that are better, in my opinion, so it's kind of a mixed bag. But I like the way the GameCube one looks a lot, so I'm very happy to see that here. That'll be launch. Stoked about Soul Calibur 2 being on here. I love this game. I played so much of this game when it came out. Fucking awesome game. And F-Zero GX, amazing racing game. You got to play if you've never played it. Micah, you're going to throw up if you play this game, though, I feel like.
Yeah,
It's so crazy.
I don't think I'm up to speed for that, truly. Mario Kart at times makes me a little queasy, so I don't know if I can handle that.
Yeah. At least F-Zero is going to have online play, which is cool. You can play with friends, at least. I don't think you can just, I don't think there's going to be, online servers or anything like that, or lobbies, but you can play with your friends online. And of course, they're going to have some upgraded res, and they showed some games coming to it later down the line. They showed, I think, Super Mario Sunshine, Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance.
Yes.
which is a rarer GameCube game and a more expensive game. Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness, Super Mario Strikers, Chibi Robo, Luigi's Mansion, more stuff like that coming down the line. So pretty good. Oh, Pokemon Coliseum is also one of their shown. And you will be able to buy a GameCube controller, which I will definitely buy because that controller feels awesome. But I do wonder, I have the attachment where you can play GameCube controllers on the Switch already. So I hope that would work. I hope. I would like to not have to buy this if I can do that. But cool to see they're doing it. But you got to, of course, you got to be a Nintendo Online member to even buy it. So good old Nintendo. But Micah.
Oh, you know what? I was going to say, it's on the list. The Nintendo GameCube controller adapter is on that list Dustin gave us, and it says compatible.
Yes, dude. Okay, I don't have to buy this then. Excellent. Micah, GameCube, Virtual Console. You stoked? You can play Wind Waker on there. You could play Fire Emblem. What is that face? What is that?
You know exactly what it is, Brad. Like, I'm mostly
I watched
excited.
Ingrams play it. That was probably a while ago.
No, I was gonna play Wind Waker, but now I'm like, maybe I'll hunt down a Wii U copy. I don't know.
Why?
The Wii U one, because the Wii U one had like the better boat mechanics or whatever. They fixed it.
Oh, the sailing?
Yeah. So I'm like,
sure.
I don't know, Brad.
Okay.
It is disappointing. We all wanted Wind Waker HD on Switch, on cartridge. We all wanted that. All right. So it's a little disappointing. Of course, on the one hand, how much can you complain? They're giving it to you included in your subscription. Okay. But I am a little disappointed. It's not how I wanted to play the game.
Yeah.
So tiny bit disappointed there, but I wrote Fire Emblem Path of Radiance in all caps. Very excited about that. Wireless GameCube controller looks cool. Might try to buy one. Don't know what my odds will actually be on snagging one, but I'll try. So I am excited about this in general and to see what else they bring over. If they brought over like Mario Kart Double Dash, man.
Oh,
that'd be it's like my favorite Mario Kart ever. All right. So that'd be excellent.
Dustin, what'd you think of this list of games?
Pretty slim off the, initially, but of course they're just going to add more to it.
Right.
Nothing I'm too excited. I mean, I've always wanted to check out that F-Zero game, so I'll probably check that out. I don't know if I've ever played Soul Calibur, but I'm not super into fighting games in general. So these are games, I have Switch Online, so I'm going to check them out and play them for sure. Brett, I included a write-in for you about this.
Oh.
I put it right under your bullet points.
I see it.
Very relevant.
All right. This is from Go Wind Woke, Go Wind Broke, Goon Link. Brad, with the GameCube expansion to Nintendo Switch Online highlighting the Wind Waker, I'm losing hope that we'll ever get the HD Wind Waker port to Switch or Switch 2. I was too stupid as a kid and never got out of the prison section. This is a wrong I must make right. Should I just break and fire up the OG GameCube version? Please talk me off the ledge. I don't have a glider. Damn. Just play this version, man. This is the best we're going to get for a long time. The only other hope I could see is next year, I think or the year after that is Zelda's 40th anniversary. So maybe they'll do something for that, like a collection. But, nah, man, it's time to pack it up. It's time to pack it up and go home. You're playing this or you're playing the Wii U stinky version or you're pirating it. Like, I don't know what else to tell you.
Oh, dude, this is exactly the Seinfeld meme where Jerry's mom is like, oh, do you want like an omelet with feta? And Kramer's like, oh, sounds great. And she's like, I have cottage cheese and egg beaters. And he's like, all right. Like it's almost what you wanted.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, I still think Wind Waker on GameCube is very playable, extremely playable, and very charming. And I recommend it to everybody if you haven't played it. So.
No, it's just, it's only because, Brad, it's because we know that they just want you. Obviously, they want to sell their subscriptions. I understand that. Like, I'm not an idiot. But it is just like, dude, you know how well this would sell if you just made it Wind Waker HD, physical or digital, even if you didn't do it on physical, okay? But just the point being, people would buy this, but they would rather sell you the subscription.
Yeah.
This is just their little Game Pass moment of like, they would rather you buy the subscription and get hooked on like, okay, yeah, this is a great service. And it is a great service. I like it a lot. But they know what they're doing and they know what we wanted flat out.
Yeah.
So like that's where the only disappointment is. This is a perfectly playable version of the game.
Mhm.
It's going to be cool to have the rewind features, of course, if you fuck up royally, as I often do in Zelda games anyways. So there are pros and cons here. Like I'm super stoked about Fire Emblem Path of Radiance because with the rewind features, those old Fire Emblem games are much more approachable. They're fucking hard games.
Yeah.
Like they're really tough games. Like I just picked up Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon for DS. I'm like, this game might be pretty hard, and I'm excited to try it out.
Mm-hmm.
But like the rewind feature on Switch Online really makes some of these older games more approachable. So there are pros, but it's just the biggest con is like, yeah, it's not the version I wanted or hoped to play. I was really thinking, man, we'll get like a super pretty version on Switch 2. And they are like, no, we want you to buy the subscription.
Yeah.
Like that's why I'm disappointed. Is strictly because I know that this is just a business move.
Yeah. It hurts. Monkey's paw always with Nintendo. That's just the way it is.
Speaking of the subscription, I have an update of something I just learned.
Ooh.
This is the problem. Okay, let me just rant for 1 second.
Go.
So there's like vital information that's not always in the direct, and it takes everybody sifting through all these different things to figure out stuff. And so we want to get this episode out as fast as possible, also being accurate, but there's just more things coming out on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
So something important is the Breath of the Wild and the Tears of the Kingdom upgrades will be included with Switch Online membership.
Okay.
Those two specifically.
Okay.
The other upgrades I'm seeing, they've announced the Japanese pricing, and they are $10
Okay.
for the upgrades. Maybe that varies though, because I would imagine that like the games that have like an included expansion,
Yeah, probably
like Kirby might be
20,
more,
30
but
bucks.
for sure, I'm looking on the Nintendo website, the Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom included with your online. It's not free, but if you already have it, then
Yeah.
nice.
Okay.
Why
Cool.
wouldn't they put that in the direct? Like this is so weird. This is so weird to do this in the first place. Like, we're not going to tell you how much it is. You'll find out afterwards because like we don't want the chat throwing tomatoes at us again. So we're not going to tell you how much it is or when you can pre-order it. You'll find all that out immediately following this informational broadcast. It's like,
Yeah.
okay,
All right, Nintendo. Yep. Just the Nintendo way.
fucking no. And they didn't even have Reggie do like a cameo. Okay, they could have had Reggie playing Civ with the mouse. All right, like throw me a fucking bone here. You
Yeah.
know how much we love Reggie.
No Reggie.
No Reggie.
No Reggie. All right, then we had some more third-party stuff announced. Deltarune's coming to Switch,
Woo.
which is that's Undertale like side game or something like that, right, Dustin?
It's like honestly, I haven't looked much about it because they've been releasing it in chapters.
Yeah.
And I want to play it all at once.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is all the chapters. I don't know if it's going to be just 4 or if it's 5.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a companion game to
Companion piece.
Undertale. So I'm excited about it.
Then we had good old Randy Pitchford coming out saying that Borderlands 4 is going to be on Switch 2. Are you going to play it on Switch 2, Mike, or are you going to play it on Xbox?
Oh man, I don't know yet. I think Xbox will be the better place to play it. I think I'm going to go Xbox on that. It's a shooter. I do want those to be smooth as possible.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we had Civilization 7 coming to Switch 2. Is Holly going to play this, Dustin?
No, she's perfectly fine playing it on the laptop.
Yeah, then we had NBA 2K and WWE 2K coming, which is cool. By the way, during this whole direct, there seemed to be technical problems going on for everybody. Like the sound was off. And at this part where this game came up, it just froze for me for like a while and had to scramble and try to find a different stream. And the UK one started working. So what is this game? I don't even know what this game is. It's like this raft game. You're crafting with 4 friends. Where's the title? I don't know.
It was called something like Survival Kids or something.
Yeah. Nintendo Switch on launch day. This is a big skip for me, but maybe kids will enjoy it. So there you go.
Or hey, with the camera, you can hang out with some cool kids online.
Yeah. Jeez. Then we had like I didn't even see this because it was fucked up for me. It's like an Enter the Gungeon spinoff or Enter the Gungeon 2. Okay, so that's coming to Switch 2. Then we had, is this Journey to the Savage Planet? I'm not sure what this is. No, Star Seeker. Okay, that's coming 2026. Some a space exploration game. Then we got Cyberpunk coming to Switch 2, which is kind of funny. I'm really curious to see how that game will run because it did not run good on PS4 and Xbox One when it came out. So we'll see. And of course, it's including Phantom Liberty, which is great. Then we had Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade coming to Switch 2. Very happy to see this great game. No Rebirth announced for this at all or anything like that, but Intergrade will be there, so I'm pretty stoked about that. Probably won't buy it there, but happy to see it. Micah, now is the time for you to strike.
No, it is not. That's the one about what Cloud's friend or whatever, right?
Cloud's friend.
I mean, Colin played all these. Yeah, the black-haired guy, that doesn't narrow it down either. But yeah, it's about that guy, right?
Yeah. No, I mean,
yeah.
Not really.
Well, I've seen enough.
Yeah, you've seen enough.
What I wanted was Final Fantasy 16, all right? But they won't give us the good one. They're like, here, have this shit. It's like, great, thanks.
Jeez. Let's see. We got Kunitsugami, Path of Goddess coming. Hollow Knight Silk Song showed up for a split second, and it just said 2025, so keep coping, everybody. Story of Seasons, Grand Bazaar. This one's from Micah. She's probably kind of stoked about this, aren't you?
I actually went to GameStop yesterday to pre-order it in person. But
now you got to change it to Switch 2.
No, it's fine.
Wait, you're just going to play it on Switch?
I already ordered it.
Well, just cancel it and change it to Switch 2.
It's fine. It's fine the way it is. I'll have a Switch Lite anyways. Still have a reason to use it. It's Story of Seasons, Brad. It's not going to
run better. It'll probably look better too.
It's you're milking cows and planting seeds. Like how much fidelity do I need for this?
It needs to look good as possible.
It looks fine. I'll just take off my glasses and blame it on that.
Okay.
It really will be A-okay.
Okay. Some game called Goodnight Universe coming out. Wild Hearts is coming out. I'm very surprised to see that. That game's years old, but it's coming to Switch. Witchbrook, that is like that magic casting school game coming out. Rune Factory, Gardens of Zuma, Marvel Cosmic Invasion, which we saw. Star Wars Outlaws coming to Switch too, which is funny. I'm really curious to see how that will run. And other stuff like Nobunaga's Ambition. Lots of stuff, actually. A lot of stuff we saw in the Direct from before, though. Of course, Fortnite. Professor Layton and the New World of Steam. I need to play a lot of those games. There's a ton of those games, and I need to go through them. But now I got the 3DS, so maybe it's time. And yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's anything notable there for those games. But no, just for that. Just some extra third-party games. But then we got, big third-party game out of nowhere, Dustin. What is this called? I got to skip to it. Is it called Duskblood? I'm trying to remember what it's called.
I already forgot. It's funny. It's the most exciting announcement for us, and we forgot the name.
Well, it's very confusing because there's Bloodborne. Now there's this game, and it looks similar to the Duskbloods. Yeah, so it looks like Bloodborne 2 visually. Like I thought it was like, I was like, is this Bloodborne 2? What is this? But no, this is a PvP/PvE game where you're killing monsters and battling other players, I assume, up to 8 players. And it's only on Switch 2. A Switch 2 exclusive. And I was shocked to see this, especially because Sony has a stake in Kodakawa. So very surprising for me. Obviously, me and Dustin are going to play this game. It looks very strange, but I'm down. Dustin, what'd you think of this?
Yeah, it's been really interesting seeing the reaction to this game. This is it's very FromSoft. Of course, they did Demon Souls. When they decided to go make Dark Souls, they kind of just were like, well, we're just kind of going to do the same thing, but call it something different.
Mm-hmm.
And this very much feels like that. They're, of course, the name Duskbloods. Talk about blood in the trailer. At the beginning, it looks like someone has a rune on their hand.
Mm-hmm.
So it's clearly, to me, in some way, a spiritual successor to Bloodborne. A lot of people are really mad that they're finally getting some kind of Bloodborne-esque thing, and it's multiplayer. And I get that, but just hold your horses. Now let's wait and see what this is. Be thankful that you got a crumb of anything. But it is, dude, it's super weird that it's like, man, we're getting some kind of Bloodborne spiritual successor from what I can tell on Switch 2 exclusively. And, it makes sense that we're going to get a 1080p 30 and probably with bad frame pacing.
100%. Yeah.
It's the monkey paw, even in this, shows up. But dude, this trailer looks great. Dude, seeing like the Tin Man looking guy flying through. This is exactly what I want. I would prefer that I wasn't playing it exclusively on Switch 2, but it's one of those things I'm not going to complain because it's a new From Software game that looks excellent. Very curious about this PvPvE because, of course, we have Night Rain coming soon. So they're really kind of going full throttle on more multiplayer options. And I really just want to know more about it. But that trailer was awesome.
Yeah. It's so weird to me, though, just like the sense of a multiplayer only game you feel like you would want on everything. But it's on Switch 2 only. The system for like known for the least competitive multiplayer. It's just really bizarre, but I don't know. Maybe they're trying something different. Yo, there's like a spell in this game where you turn into a dinosaur and it looks awesome. He shows him chomping some guy. That's sick. And yeah, it looks very much like Bloodborne, Dustin. It looks a little more futuristic. They show like a train station, some lights and stuff like that, like electricity going on there. And there's a guy that just looks like a cleric beast, so it's just Bloodborne 2.0. This is your Bloodborne 2 guy, so stop asking for it, I guess.
One other thing about this, Brad, is that I know people feel like they're cheated out of their new Bloodborne from this because it's PvPvE and it's not a current gen. I mean, it is current gen. It's not a PS5 or Xbox game.
Yeah.
For me, Bloodborne, the core of that game is its vibe, its setting, the very gothic architecture and things like that. And I'm like, this is it. This is what I want from. I want more of this from Software. So I'm pumped for it. Even if it's not exactly what we want, I'm not going to be a choosy beggar right now.
It could be awesome, or we have no idea. We're all going to play it. We'll see how it is. I'm excited. New From Software. It's 2026, though, by the way. So see you next year. It's going to be a while. All right. Next, we had Kirby Air Riders. This is what Sakurai has been working on, I guess. Not Smash. Micah, you look delightful. Talk to me.
Oh, yeah. Very excited because I never played Kirby's Air Ride for GameCube. So, and they said this is an all new game that's coming out. So, because I was like, oh boy, the star. Here it is. Here comes Kirby. And then they had like little jets on it. I'm like, whoa, what are we going on here now? So, yeah, they didn't give us a lot to look at, but I'm very excited about this. And it said 2025. So we don't have to wait very long, presumably.
Yeah. Cool. I'm happy to see it. I played a little bit of the GameCube game and it was cool from what I remember, but yeah, it's interesting to get this and Mario Kart in the same year, pretty close to each other. So hopefully Kirby can do pretty well.
Yeah, because I won't lie, I would have liked to have see a little more like variety, just in terms of like some of the first party stuff. Like, man, I was really hoping for a Yoshi crafted something.
They
like,
showed like Yoshi though. I wonder if it's getting a Switch 2 enhancement.
That's the thing. I think that was the existing game that they showed, and just showing like the compatible games from Switch. So like, I'm glad it was acknowledged, but that was maybe top of my wish list was a new Yoshi's Crafted something. And so a little disappointed. I love Kirby. Of course I do. I'm very happy about this, but I really wanted that little green dinosaur to get some shine.
Of course. Absolutely. Okay. Dustin, any thoughts on Kirby Air Riders?
Yeah, I've never played the GameCube game, but my first thought was the same as yours, Brad, that it's interesting that they're going with two first-party kart racer-like games. So I'm curious how it's going to differentiate itself against Mario Kart World, but I wish I had more context of Kirby Air Ride in general, but I know that a lot of people are pumped up for it.
Yeah. All right, now we have the big dick daddy announcement coming in. The big donkey dick.
Red Rocket for Donkey Kong.
What?
I'm saying Donkey Kong, he's got like a dog dick, like a red rocket.
Would he know? What do gorillas have?
It would like extend out from the fur,
I don't know about this, Dustin.
Like lipstick coming out.
I don't want to Google gorilla dicks, but I feel like I have to now to know what are gorillas working with, because I'm gonna Google it in a private tab. I don't want this coming back to
Incognito
find
mode,
me.
dude.
Yeah.
Gorilla
Yeah.
dick.
What do gorilla? Oh God, I don't want. I regret this so much.
But yes, while Mike is Googling gorilla dicks, we got Donkey Kong Bonanza. So there was rumors for a while that the Odyssey team was working on a 3D Donkey Kong game. So I guess this is it. It actually happened. This game looks sick, dude. Donkey Kong is busting everything up in this game. He's just wrecking the ground. Whoa, relax. It's not busting like that. He's
Busting.
He's busting everywhere. But he's like breaking the ground. He's digging through the ground. He's got pants now. They finally gave the Kong some pants. This game looks
dick.
awesome. Yeah, hide that donkey dick. Yeah, he's got his little Donkey Kong hat. He's like, looks like the whole game's underground. It looks like he digs underground or something like that. This game looks sick, dude. It's like Red Faction Donkey Kong. I love this. Micah, what did you think?
Oh, I'm actually quite excited for this, and the release date is my birthday,
Oh!
so that feels right. Yeah, I actually think this looks like a lot of fun. They say, 3D platforming action game. Does that normally attract my attention? No. But this time it did. I was like, he looks adorable, first of all. They went very cartoony with some of like the facial expressions and things. I'm into this. I'm going to try this out. This is going to be me exploring a genre I normally don't dabble in, but this has my attention.
Yeah, okay. Dustin, what'd you think, man?
Dude, I mean, when it popped up, I was like, oh shit, you can tell something about the Mario Odyssey team. It's a very distinct style. And I was like, this is either going to be the Donkey Kong or we're getting a new Mario Odyssey game. But of course, with the rumors are pointing to Donkey Kong. And yeah, this looks amazing. As someone who's not a big Donkey Kong guy in general, the fact this is, again, as I was saying, from the Mario Odyssey team, it's like instant play no matter what. And what they showed looked great. Yeah, I am absolutely excited for this one. Day one for me.
Yeah. Day one, obviously, for me. It is very surprising, I suppose, not to see a new Mario game because it's been years. I think it's been almost 8 years since Odyssey came out, and we haven't had a peep of a 3D Mario game. I hope we get one soon. I'm stoked to see Donkey Kong in 3D. He needs a good 3D game for once, so I'm very happy about it. It looks awesome. But I do hope Mario's not too far around the corner. I hope like early next year or sometime next year because we need that Mario fix still. But yeah, Donkey Kong Bonanza looks awesome. So pumped. I'm happy Mike is actually interested in it as well. So yeah. And it comes out like a little over a month after the launch of the system. So you got to wait a little bit longer, but it's going to be worth it, it looks like. Looks really fun. But yeah, guys, that was kind of it. That was the Switch 2 Direct overall. What are some highlights for you, Micah?
So tangentially, really happy, like Dustin said, to see Amiibo coming back. This is something that I wasn't sure if they would be continuing with Amiibo or not. As someone who does not use them at all for the functionality, strictly for collecting, very happy to see that they're going to be continuing with Amiibo. Really stoked about the GameCube games being added to Nintendo Switch Online. That's definitely a highlight. Disappointed, of course, a little bit, but excited. The new Pro Controller as well. I'm going through the things that I had in bold on my notes, basically, and the Pro Controller was one of them. I was like, that looks awesome. I have never owned a controller with like the back paddles or buttons like that. So this, like Dustin said, setting a standard like this and including it in the base controller. It's not the Pro Controller Elite. It's just the Switch 2 Pro Controller. I appreciate that as well. I think part of my disappointment for the show was that it felt a bit secretive. They didn't tell us the price. They didn't tell us the price for upgrading the games. They didn't tell us like when the pre-orders would go live. And I hated the feeling of, yeah, I'm excited for what you've shown, but you have left me with so many questions and you're like, just go check our website later. And I did not appreciate that as a consumer. But overall, as we went through this whole list, I feel more positive about the show than I did when we first started, because well, we have more information now. We got all those answers already, so my impatience has been gratified in that way. But yeah, I feel good. I feel good about this today.
Yeah. Dustin, anything you want to say?
Yeah, it's funny because I have the Nintendo's YouTube channel pulled up, and it has like all the icons, all the thumbnails of like the different sections of things they announced. In some ways, if you look at it, we really only got 3 new Nintendo first-party game announcements today: Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, and Kirby Air Ride.
No. You got the roller basketball game. The
okay, right.
game.
Okay, the basketball game and the
manual,
the game manual, the 3D game manual you have to pay for. So there's that too. So in some ways, it is kind of light on content content in the first party new stuff.
Sure,
but Nintendo really is padding things a lot with its enhanced Switch 2 games. And it helps that some of these games aren't out yet, like Pokemon ZA, Metroid Prime are all, both going to be like big Switch games that are big on Switch 2 as well, thanks to those improvements. So in some ways it feels kind of light, but the way it was presented with how much there's going to be there to play, I think for Nintendo fans, there's so much here. But I could see on the outside being like, okay, where's the new stuff? Like from someone who's maybe not drinking the Nintendo Kool-Aid, being like, okay, you really didn't show me that much new stuff. You just kind of showed me a lot of improved games and third-party games that are coming to this. I don't know if that's going to be enough. The thing is now with Nintendo being as big as they are with the popularity of the Switch is that I think most people are drinking the Nintendo Kool-Aid, myself included. So in that sense, as a Nintendo fan, I'm like, yeah, this rules. I agree with Micah that if you're doing this 1 hour blowout of all your info, put the price in the direct. Include the information about the how much the upgrades are going to cost, all these different things. It's annoying. It's like Nintendo, I'm used to them being outwardly greedy. And so the fact that they're kind of tiptoeing around some things is weird. Clearly some monkey paw situations, as we mentioned earlier, where it's like you're finally getting voice chat. Here you go. It's like Discord, but not really. I just expect those things from Nintendo. But I think in general, someone wrote in, I don't know if it was a tweet or someone. So whoever said this, I'm sorry. Early on in this show, I predicted I'm like, Nintendo will find some way to fuck this up. Because it's Nintendo. Clearly, there are a lot of negative things that we touched on. The increased price of games, the whole digital physical fiasco, things like that. Those are definitely annoying and not good. I don't like those, but I don't think there's anything in general that's like going to hurt the success of this console. I think those are slight speed bumps that Nintendo has the power over the consumers that it's just not really going to matter.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. A couple speed bumps, Dustin, but this thing's going to clear. It's going to do just fine. It's going to sell a ton. Mario Kart is going to sell a bajillion copies. Nintendo's going to be all right. But overall, I enjoyed the show. I was annoyed with a lot of things like you guys brought up, like lack of information about some key things that we really wanted to know. And so we don't have to dig through press releases and all that kind of stuff. But I was really happy to see some games. A lot of monkey paw moments, but still enjoyable overall.
Brad, one other thing, sorry, I just thought of.
Yeah.
A lot of the discussion we had before you were even on the show, Brad, was like about how powerful is this thing going to be?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we kind of got a mixed answer because I felt like the thing that was going to really show was what third-party games show up on the console. And it's interesting because there are a few games that are PS5, Xbox Series X only that are coming to Switch 2, like a game like Wild Hearts or something like that. But we got the remake Intergrade announcement, but nothing teasing Rebirth. And so I'm just kind of curious where this console lands from a power perspective, where it's going to sit for third-party support, where it seems like PS4, Xbox One games clear for sure. That's what we expected. It seems like PS5 games, Xbox Series X games, sometimes.
That's what it feels like as well.
Because the other one was Star Wars Outlaws is not available on last gen.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's getting massaged to work on this. So I'm just still curious about like some of these games that are enhanced. Like, okay, does that mean 1440p? Does it mean 4K? Obviously, as we were saying, there were a lot of answers that we're starting to find out now. Some of them we're just going to have to wait for.
Yeah. Oh, I was kind of surprised actually, Dustin, not to see anything from Xbox.
Yeah, I was waiting to hear that Halo music show up and get that Master Chief Collection. I guess maybe that's something Xbox wants to announce themselves. Maybe it doesn't exist. And it's one of those rumors that have cycled themselves so much that we just believe it.
Yeah.
But no Microsoft presence.
Lockmore was waiting for Oblivion the entire time. He's like, it's supposed to come out tomorrow. Where is it? Not a peep, dude. Phil and his team, silent. So maybe they'll do something on their own. Or nothing at all, like you said. All right, just kind of piggyback off the whole Direct thing. Nintendo announced there's going to be a Switch 2 themed Nintendo Treehouse. So this is what they wrote. They tweeted this out. Join us on April 3rd and 4th at 7 a.m. Pacific time each day for a Nintendo Treehouse Live Nintendo Switch 2 presentation featuring hands-on gameplay of Nintendo Switch 2 games. So if you want to see more about these games and all that kind of stuff, they'll go more in depth with all this there. So if you want to watch that, check it out. Rip everyone on the West Coast again, 7 a.m. Check the archive, I guess. So I probably won't watch any of that. Well, maybe I'll check a little bit, but I don't know. But also, okay, so we're going to move on from Switch 2 information. All that stuff's out. Next, we got the Zelda movie release date. Nintendo announced on their app, Nintendo Today, that the Legend of Zelda live action movie will launch on May 26, 2027.
March.
Oh, I'm sorry, March. Yeah, I wrote May.
Yeah.
Or I said May. March 26. Apparently, it's being filmed in New Zealand, and the start day of filming is November of this year. It's also rumored to be a trilogy. New Zealand makes total sense, I guess, for filming live action. I've talked about this a lot, but I am very nervous about these movies. Extremely nervous. I don't think they're going to be very good, but I hope I'm wrong. I would love to be wrong. There's a lot to think about. I don't know. Dustin, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I have the exact same thoughts as you, Brad. I know that when we were discussing this months ago, we were worried about some of the production team behind it. One other interesting thing that I saw people circulating is that the Sonic 4 release date is March 19th. So we're getting some classic Sega versus Nintendo rivalry here at the box office. So I can't be excited. I'm too skeptical. I'd love to be proven wrong, though.
Yeah. Micah, are you going to see this in the theaters? You going to be there day one?
I'm hoping I'm dead by then, because I'm pretty sure I'll be forced to watch it for work, so long as we're still doing this. So, if it was animated, I'd actually be much more excited for it. But live action, I really am just like, who are you gonna get for this? What are you gonna do to it? I don't know. It's definitely not what I wanted to hear. In regards to the production of this movie, and you're planning a trilogy, like, oh no. So no, I'm not excited for this. I'm very skeptical.
Yeah. I hope it's good though, but I'm not counting on it. Jeez. All right, guys, let's talk about what we've been playing. Micah, we'll start with you. What have you been playing?
Yeah, so I'm taking a little bit of a break from Xenoblade Chronicles X. I am feeling more mixed on it, honestly.
I'll let Gene hear this.
I know. See, here's the thing. I'm getting close to the point where they allow you to pilot the mech, right? And they give you like all this fucking shit to do first, to get your license. And I'm like, oh man, I was like, because they're like, hey, you'll be able to do this soon. And then it's like, here's 8 quests to go do. And you can't do them all at once because I'm like underleveled. I'm just realizing that as approachable as the combat is, it's getting a little boring. And this is just the pros and cons of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 had really complicated like gameplay, and it was tough to get into, but very satisfying to learn. This game was much more approachable, but I'm feeling a little bored with it. And like the world has a very wide variety of enemies because there's like several different like biomes that you go into. There's like a deserty place, there's like a jungle area. There's a lot of different enemies in here, but I don't know. It just, because you're not required to use the like higher level mechanics to win the battles. I'm just playing on normal difficulty. It's just, I'm never one to say this. It's not very challenging. And it's just starting to feel a little boring. And I'll say too, the story being so self-directed doesn't have the same impact as a more linear experience, like with a big overarching story like this, right? And the other thing too, this is just my own personal likes and dislikes. It's getting a little too Star Warsy for me in terms of like not a spoiler. You're in a new planet. Okay, that's the whole premise of the game, is that you're on a new planet. You have been chased off of Earth by aliens, okay? And the more and more aliens you meet, they're just getting more and more ridiculous looking. And it's why I couldn't play Mass Effect, because I really was just like, I can't take these fucking things seriously. I just can't. I have fantasy brain. Orcs and elves, I can handle that. Like Kingdoms of Amalur, that looks fine. I'll talk to this guy, no problem. But there's something about aliens, and I'm just like, I can't take this thing seriously. I don't like it. And I'm really struggling with like, oh, this one looks like a dog person. This one kind of looks like a furry man. This one is kind of squid-like. I just am starting to be like, I don't like Star Wars for that reason. Because I don't want to look at these disgusting creatures for 2 hours on screen. I don't. And it's the same thing with Mass Effect. And I just generally don't like aliens as a thing. So I'm getting a little, I don't know. I passed the 20-hour mark. I'm trying to mainline this game, do as few side missions as possible, just do as much of the main quest as I can. But I'm at a point where I need to grind some levels. So I'm taking a break, and I'm playing Super Mario 3D Land on 3DS instead. And I already got to World 4. It's very cute, very charming. The music is great. The 3D effects are really cool, but they do give me a headache.
Oh, okay.
So I can't play with it on. I do turn them on for you get between the worlds, you get these little postcards from Bowser as he's like taunting you, and those have some really cool 3D effects, and I do like switch it on for that and then turn it back off. I just cannot play the whole game like that. It also just gives me very weird, like, whoa. I mean, that's what it's designed to do, but it's jarring for my old lady brain, to the point that it's like I got startled when he fell off a ledge. I was like, oh shit, I didn't like that one bit. Kind of activated the fear of heights right there. So okay, I'm enjoying it because I picked up several 3DS games. They finally came in. I had ordered a few from GameStop.com, and so those arrived. And then I picked up yesterday when I went to pre-order Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar. I also picked up Hey Pikmin. It was still there. I noticed it the last time I was at GameStop to pick up Xenoblade X, and I kind of was kicking myself for not getting it. I talked to Holly about it, and she was pretty sure she had played the game and liked it. So I was like, all right, maybe I'll check it out. Went back yesterday. It was still on the shelf. Felt meant to be. And I gotta say, it was like a mint cartridge.
Nice.
Like, it feels like only one person ever owned this game. It was like in very, very good condition. Original artwork in the cover. And I was upset that they had a copy of Tales of the Abyss behind it with the original artwork after I ordered one from GameStop.com that didn't even have a case. Ooh. And I had to like buy a case on eBay, print out the cover art myself. It's fine. It's fine. All's well in the end. But yeah, the 3DS kick continues as I hunt down some of these games.
Nice. Cool. Dustin, what about you? What are you playing?
Well, the Nintendo thing I checked out recently is Tomodachi Life.
Oh, yeah.
3DS,
Yeah.
Because, of course, the new one was announced, and I thought I've never played that before. So it's cute. It's interesting. I'm not sure I really get it. You have this island where you have Miis that you create, move in, and they have things that you need to do for them. So like I created myself, and he's like, "Oh, I'm hungry." So I go to the store, I get him some pancakes, feed him to him, and he's like, "That's good." And eventually, if you do these tasks, they level up, and you can unlock like a new room for them, a catchphrase, which of course you got to make like it'll be like, "Oh, say what do I say when I'm mad? What do I say when I'm sad?" And so you have to figure out like how to make them cuss with using like trying to slightly change up the spelling.
Yeah. What do you say when you get mad?
I can't remember because I have a few different people, and it was like you could try to make them say shit, but it's like shit or something, and it does the text to speech, which is really fun. Which one of the things you can unlock is different songs for your Miis to sing, and you can totally rewrite the lyrics.
That's
to whatever you want. So you can get complete debauchery with that if you'd like. But it's cute. It's fun. I'm not drawn to it that much. Like outside of these tasks and buying new clothes for your guys, there's like a whole mechanic where they have relationships. So I had initially me, Holly, and Brandon created. And I was in Brandon's little like apartment, and he's like, "Hey, what do you think about a relationship like between Holly and I?" And I was like, and you have 3 options that's like, go for it. One of them's like, maybe not. And the other one's like, definitely no. So I was like, maybe not. So I was going through creating characters where I created my parents in there. And then right before I got bored, I made you, Brad.
Mm-hmm.
And Brad, I heard your character, like sometimes if you're just watching them, they'll like fart. And I definitely heard you rip one.
Nice.
Brad. So I kind of want to get into it more because there's definitely more to it. It's like Animal Crossing, but way less. So I'm curious about this new one, if it's going to be more Animal Crossing influenced, where you kind of just log in, do a few different tasks, maybe create a new character to add to your hotel or whatever it is, your apartment. But there isn't necessarily a lot to do. I'm sure, what's surprised, there has to be more though, because seeing all the Tomodachi fans react, like there's got to be something to this. So I'm going to keep messing around.
I'm not so sure.
I'm
not so sure, Dustin. I think maybe this is what all it is. Because what Gene tweeted that like on eBay, this game's going for like hundreds of dollars on 3DS, and it's like, oh wow, it must be incredible. And then like what you're describing sounds cute and fun, but I don't understand the hype. I never played it, to be fair.
Yeah,
but I don't really understand what people are so excited for.
Yeah, I don't get it either. But I haven't played
Me neither. The other game I'm playing is a PC game called Schedule 1, and this game is a drug manufacturer and dealer simulator.
Oh yeah.
It's gotten really popular on Steam, and I've been playing the 4-player co-op with Ben, Brandon, and our friend Justin, and we've got a little drug empire going. So you start where you're like in a hotel room, and you just get a little grower, grow some weed. You find the different clients that you go sell to. Your operation expands. You get multiple growers. Eventually, you can hire people to tend to the plants for you. Pretty exciting, guys. Just a few days ago, we unlocked meth. So now we're cooking the meth.
Wow.
And getting people hopped up on the meth, getting lots of money for that. You got to buy businesses to launder your money. Eventually, you get like a dealer network set up. So you provide them with the product. They go out and sell it. You got to be careful. The police, they can stop you and search you. And so you got to like hide your weed with this mechanic where you like, it goes over the bar of your items. And when it goes over the weed, you got to press it and hold it to kind of conceal it. So it's a management game, much in the line of like TCG Card Shop Sim, or like that Arcade Paradise game that we talked about on Sacred last week. So I'm having a super fun time with it. It's really silly where you have to mix up the weed with other things to make it either more potent. So some of them, like you can mix the weed with Viagra, which does not give your character a boner. It's very disappointing.
Oh.
But some of them will like catch your head on fire when you smoke it, or one of them makes your head like grow very slowly where you have like a giant head running around. So it's a really fun game. It has a lot of bugs because it's in early access that we ran into. But if you like these management games and one that's really silly about dealing hard drugs, definitely check it out. I'm having a great time.
Yeah, I liked the visual style of it a lot. What I saw, I think you posted a picture, Dustin, of one of like.
Oh, it's Brandon.
Brandon's
dude,
character,
Brandon looks so. It's funny. I'm like, dude, this is crack Brandon in this game. Like he made himself, dude. And you can. So there's different ways you can spend money to modify your characters. So we're all, dude. In the beginning of the game, we're like, we're saving our money. We're trying everything we can to get more weed to get the empire going. Brandon pops in. He's like, dude, guys, check out my new tattoo. He's got this shitty eagle tattooed on his chest. I was like, dude, where'd you get that? He's like, oh, there's a tattoo shop. And then 30 seconds to a minute go by. Ben's like, why are we down $300? Brandon's like, don't worry about it. Just don't worry about
getting tattoos.
Brandon's going out and spending the money on tats, dude. Not cool.
Not cool, Brandon.
We got so much money now, though, that we're all tatted up. I got my hair dyed, so I'm like a cracked out Hatsune Miku. It's good. That's
awesome, dude. Hell yeah. That's great. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, it's been funny listening to you guys play that. Awesome. Dustin, I started Pushmo.
Oh, hell yeah.
Pushmo is good.
Dude, Pushmo
is
Pushmo
good.
Supremacy, bro.
It's real good. It's just a simple little game, from what I've played so far, of just pulling out stuff and climbing on top of it. That's the whole
Brad's
game.
The pull-out master now.
It's the pull-out master. Yeah, you're getting good at pulling out. It's just a delightful little game. So I'm having fun with that. I only play in like really short bursts, like a level or two here or there, but I like that game a lot, Dustin. It's sick.
Good.
And I finished A Link Between Worlds. I was replaying it. I hadn't played it since it came out. Still great, really fun, really good dungeons. Really a good entry spot into the Zelda series, I feel like. Don't you kind of agree with Micah? It's one of your earlier ones, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That is one. Let me check my list of Zelda games I beat to see what order I played these in.
Yeah, that was like after Echoes, I think, right?
I played Echoes. Actually, so I played Echoes. I tried Link to the Past and noped out after a bit.
Right.
And then I played Link's Awakening and then Link Between Worlds. And yeah, I felt like that was a really approachable Zelda game for someone new like me.
Really fun, really eases you into like items and all that kind of stuff. Clever dungeons. I played it on emulator. It looked really nice in 4K, but I missed the 3D because that game actually does 3D pretty well in a lot of ways. Like going from different floors and stuff is really cool. There is this part where you like drop off blocks, and I was like, man, I wish I was playing in 3D right here because it would help so much with like the depth. You'll probably see that a lot in Mario, Mike, as you're playing, if you turn on the 3D, that is. But
yeah, there are times that I do turn it on because I realize the depth perception is helpful.
Yeah, it's super helpful. But yeah, still an awesome game. Highly recommend it. And I've been playing, aside from that, is Kazan. I'm sorry, the first Berserker Kazan. And I talked about that a lot on Summit Sign, but just briefly, it's like Neo a lot more than like From Software. Stages, lots of loot, building sets, that kind of stuff. Really good combat, though. Better combat than Neo, in my opinion. Really good, satisfying parries. Super fun. I'm using great swords right now in it. Some sick combos you can tie into there. Very challenging game. Very challenging, but there are things to make it easier. Like there's an easy difficulty if you want to bump it down, and you could summon a spirit to fight a boss with you. But if you use that, you can't get some trophies. So going in raw right now, and I'm dying a lot on a lot of these bosses.
You're going in raw, and you're up in your pull out game.
Your pull out game. That's right.
Back to back.
Push and pull. Push and pull mode game. Yeah. It's good shit. But yeah, if you want to hear more about that, I talk about it a lot on Summon Sun. All right. Next up, we got Square Enix put up a Final Fantasy IX website to celebrate its 25th anniversary. Let's read this right here. With Final Fantasy IX's 25th anniversary coming up in July, Square Enix has launched a special website to celebrate. Gamatsu is reporting that the company is preparing various projects, including goods like merch and collaborations in the future. So there's been a lot of stuff in the future, or stuff in the rumor mill about Final Fantasy 9. We knew about that anime that was supposed to come out a long time ago. I don't know what happened to that. The rumored Final Fantasy 9 remake from the Nvidia leak, and this just launched, and it was right around the direct time, so people were like, "Oh, they're going to show it at the direct. They're going to show Final Fantasy 9 at the direct." Nope, still nowhere. So that's cool. But they got some extra merch coming out. They had some figures which looked kind of cool, and some plushies of like all the cast. I want the Steiner one. These figures of like Zidane and Garnet are pretty cool, but I don't know if I'll get one. You can get a Garnet's necklace if you want. It's pretty wild. But Final Fantasy 9 is my second favorite Final Fantasy, so I'm happy to see this kind of stuff and get Celebration. Unlike Final Fantasy 8, didn't get jack shit. So happy to see it. I don't know what they're going to introduce in the future, but still waiting for that remake or something. Dustin, you going to bring this merch?
I've never played Final Fantasy 9. I'd love to. In fact, I've wanted to for years, but for years we've known about a remake.
Yeah.
So I've waited. And yeah, don't release your... I mean, the merch does look cool. I was going to say stupid merch, but don't release the merch before the game. Announce the game.
Madness.
So it's a little frustrating. When I saw that the Bravely Default remake, because I'm not super aware of Bravely Default. I remember it coming out and stuff. I was like, oh shit, is this the Final Fantasy remake? Because the characters look kind of weird or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
Nope.
Chibi.
Nope, that's not it. So just keep waiting.
Keep waiting, baby. Keep waiting. Micah, are you going to buy a VV plushie?
No. I also never played Final Fantasy 9. Can we stop with the Roman numerals, by the way?
No.
Can we just fucking stop? Can't stand it.
What, the Roman numerals?
I
hate
Roman numerals.
Oh, okay. Why?
You gotta think about them, because you gotta think about them.
Oh.
You know, you gotta read the last one first and then count it back. I hate that. Can't fucking stand a Roman numeral. But yeah, this woman with the orange pants, I immediately was like Tracer butt. She looks like she's got like Tracer from Overwatch.
Oh, Garnet, yeah.
Yeah, she's got that butt. So
yeah. Well, they
good for everyone
butt.
who's buying that.
Didn't they nerf Tracer's butt?
Yeah, they
did.
Yeah, they
did
nerfed all their butts.
This is people are complaining about woke gaming. They're not pointing to the right things.
That's woke
Remember
gaming.
what they stole from us, and it's that picture of Ted Cruz with huge tits.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm curious to see what they'll do with Final Fantasy 9. Still hoping for that remake. Still waiting for Tactics remake. Something for God's sakes. But don't make me buy more Final Fantasy merch, dude. Please
How about some figurines? I know you guys want those games, but how about some figurines or a lanyard?
Got figurines, man.
How about a lanyard? Or
I got a VV right there too.
Yeah, well, we can't make you any games right now.
Yeah, sorry.
How about a file folder?
Yeah.
Clear. The Japanese love that.
Yeah, that's true.
How about a CD case?
Jesus. Yeah, I don't know, man. Square Enix, what are you gonna do? All right, guys. Well, this was mostly a direct focused episode, so we're gonna wrap up the show with some questions from the audience. If you want to write into this show or any of our shows, patreon.com/laststandmedia. We post threads up there for all of our shows, so keep an eye out there. All right, this is from Eugene Aka. Good day, Donkey Punchers. Curious as to how you track your game collections as well as upcoming games you're interested in. I'm sure there are a bunch of new ones to be announced soon. I'm thinking many, if us, will be pre-ordering and keeping track of many new titles. What say you? P.S. Please issue Micah a hearty stand down for being so triggered by the new Atelier game. I checked out the demo and was unfortunately not presented with the type of fan service that we so often appreciate in these lovely creations. I'll hang myself and listen.
Hang myself.
Jesus.
Oh my God. I mean,
what do you think of that? Telling you to stand down there, Micah.
I stand by it as a straight woman who says the combat is way too easy. The crafting is way too easy. The only thing that game is advertising is a big old butt. I stand by that statement. Is it as vulgar as some other games? No. It is on Switch though, of course. But it's like, nah, this game doesn't have anything else going for it besides the fan service. I'm sorry.
Damn. Maddie liked it a lot. What are you saying about Maddie then?
That he's a straight man.
He's a gooner? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying that I
That's all he
think if
cares
you're
about?
attracted to women, you might have more fun with this game.
Well, isn't there the older guy in this game? That's right up your alley.
He's just a character. Like I met him, yeah, but he wasn't like in my party or anything. And I
Not
don't know if
yet.
he was playable. Well, he was just hanging out at a desk and he was kind of scolding me. All right. So I was kind of like, all right, so this guy kind of sucks. It's just, like I said, the combat, if the problem with the demo is, of course, I don't know the full extent of what the game turns into, but the demo is designed to sell me on the game. And it was just so simple. And I it really did feel like the combat was so simple so that you could watch the animations. So you could watch the boobs flying around. Like, I mean that. Like, I'm like, no, this isn't, I'm not like, oh, gross. I'm just like, it's so simple so you can observe the butt cheeks bobbling and all that.
Right.
Like, that's what they're selling you.
Sure.
And I'm not into it. I'm not going to buy the Mahjong game where you undress the women. I'm just going to buy the regular Mahjong game.
Where
you
you
know?
undress the dudes.
No, just regular Mahjong. No one's getting undressed.
What about their Yakuza characters? I
If
bet
there was
a lot of women would buy that.
I wouldn't want them to undress, but if there actually was like a Yakuza Mahjong like standalone game, and like it's really dramatic, like he's putting down the tile and it like zooms in on his eyes, like very anime style. He like slams down the tile. I'd fucking love that. Like,
Yeah. Well,
that'd be amazing.
You don't want like Kiryu butt?
No. No.
Okay. I thought you said you were a straight woman. What's happening?
I know, but well, those are my friends. Those are my bros. I don't want to see my bros naked.
Okay.
No, those are my guys,
Okay,
right?
I
Those
see
are
how
my
it
friends.
is. All right, that
Yeah,
makes
my
total
pals.
sense. Those are my bros. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. Say no more.
Yeah, those are my boys.
Okay,
We're all just cool dudes hanging out together.
Okay.
My head canon.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So game like tracking collections, pre-ordering. Do you have anything you use to track any of that kind of stuff, Micah?
Yeah, I actually just use my notes app. So during the direct, partly for work, of course, I make notes as the direct goes on. After the direct, I usually do kind of put stars next to things that I'm very interested in, or put them in bold, or just copy and paste them to a separate note. Now that I'm kind of back to pre-ordering things at GameStop as well, it's like I'm just pre-ordering things as soon as they're available. Like I kept checking like when Story of Seasons went up. I noticed it went up a couple days ago. I said, sweet, I'm going to go just put that money down right away. I know a lot of people are anti-pre-ordering, but for me, it's just to not forget things.
Right.
I just like knowing I secured a copy and have it ready to go. I'm still very upset that Lunar Remastered does not have a pre-order and you have to just go on Amazon the day it's released and try and get one.
Yeah, that
but
sucks.
Yeah, I'm mostly using the Notes app or pre-ordering right away, so it's in my Amazon order history. You know, like that Claire whatever game that's coming out, I'm getting that. I'm very excited about it. Yeah, I'll try it, you know. But I usually, Amazon is half of how I keep track of things anyways.
Okay. Dustin, what about you?
What is it called? GameEye is the app I use to track my collection. It's a really nice app. You can see, it has like a feature that you can just like show the cover of the game and you can scan it in. So that's what I use for all my retro stuff, all my current stuff. But then I don't really have something for tracking games that I'm going to want to play or be interested in. It's just kind of like if I want the game, I just kind of keep it in my head. Maybe I'll pre-order it depending on the game. But it's not something I've really felt the need to track, I guess. Right. But yeah, GameEye for your retro collection, it's great. It'll show you can put like what your condition is. It'll give you an estimated value based on price charting. It'll give you a value of your entire collection. It's a really good app, so check it out.
Nice. I'm like you, Dustin. I don't keep track of anything that I'm going to buy or stuff like that. I think I have a backlog list of my backlog of like stuff I need to play, but I never even look at it. So I pretty much forgot what's on it. I just know Lost Odyssey's on it. That's one I'll get to one day. I do keep track of games I've beaten in the year though, because I like to look back at the year and see how many games I've played through. So I always keep something on that. But otherwise, no, I don't really do lists. I'm like you, Dustin. I'm like, yeah, I'll usually think about it if it's coming around. I'm always kind of peeking to see what's coming out. So rarely do I miss stuff I'm really interested in. All right. This is from Leon. Hey, Punchy Crew, longtime listener, first time writing in. What would each of your own personal biggest disappointments with the direct tomorrow, or be with the direct tomorrow? Example being an announcement or a title not being at the show, a certain game not having a release date, or even just a really long release window. Things of that nature. Thanks for being the best Nintendo podcast in the Mario Galaxy. And Micah, keep shining that cock ring. Cheers and be well. Wow. You are the cock ring king after all.
I never implied it was a metal cock ring, though. Very dangerous. Don't use those. Don't use those. Just a little PSA.
No, PSA. Okay. So we're post direct now. What's everyone's biggest disappointment?
Mine is definitely the physical digital stuff. We went over pretty extensively, though. I guess stuff. It's one of those things that's like I'm not disappointed, but I am a huge Mario fan. Above Zelda, above Donkey Kong. I would have liked to see a new Mario game today, but I'm not disappointed. I didn't really expect one, honestly, with the Donkey Kong rumors and things like that. Of course, there's Mario Kart, so I'm excited about that. Honestly, I don't feel like I'm really that disappointed. I don't know if that just comes with having expectations in check with reality, but there's nothing that severely bums me out other than the physical digital stuff. Brad, you're muted.
God damn it. What about you, Micah?
So my biggest disappointment looking back at the show is actually just what we will have available on launch day. Like, I am disappointed that the Donkey Kong game is not launching with the system. Like Dustin said, realistic expectations. I was not thinking, we're going to get a new Mario game plus Mario Kart plus Donkey Kong and a new Zelda, like mainline Zelda game. I was not expecting that we were going to get all of that on launch day. But it is a bit disappointing that you're having the system launch with Mario Kart World as like the biggest title, and Donkey Kong coming out a month later. It's not a long wait, but I am just kind of like, you really couldn't make that hit on launch day. That feels like a miss for me, just in terms of being super excited for. I just want to have multiple cool things to play. That's a bit of a bummer because I am really excited for that game. Surprising myself. Maybe it's Brad's influence in my life, but I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, hell yeah. For me, I'm kind of in the same boat as Dustin. Just the pricing stuff is just. I'm not mad that stuff's getting more expensive, but it's just the reality and things happening like that. I'm just like, man, already? We're already getting to this point, I guess, but it is what it is. I will say I'm not mad about this, but like the Wind Waker on GameCube, when I saw that, I was like, it's over.
Yes.
The remastered collection's over. I'm still happy I get to play Wind Waker, don't get me wrong. But the bundle, the Twilight Princess Wind Waker Dream bundle, it's dead. For now, at least. For a while, probably. So, I don't know. My expectations are pretty in check with this whole thing. Kind of wanted to see a new Mario game. I'm very thrilled to get Donkey Kong, though, don't get me wrong. But, I never expected like a new Zelda game or anything like that. So, I don't know. Not too disappointed. The most excited for the basketball game though, and the manual,
absolutely.
The manual game.
Yes, I can't wait to find out when I can purchase that.
Yeah, that's right. All right, this is from Jackson Birch. Hey, Punch Up crew, hope all is well. With Switch 2 looming, I've been thinking, do you ever see Nintendo experimenting with more grounded, realistic visuals in any of their games? Something tonally closer to The Last of Us or Red Dead. Or is this just forever off-brand for them? I know stylized art is part of their DNA, but at what point does it feel more like a limitation than a choice? Appreciate all the insight you guys bring every week. Keep up the great work. All right. We getting a total game like The Last of Us like that? Mario curing his dead daughter.
Oh, God. No, like I just wholeheartedly don't want this on Switch. Like, here's the thing. I want to have excellent third-party games that look really nice, like very pretty, very shiny. But no, I don't want Mario to be realistic. I don't need to see the pores on his face or like his individual mustache hairs. Like, I just don't want or expect that. I
That
do
won't look right.
enjoy.
That'll look fucked up.
That's the thing is like because for example, I love that they changed the style of Zelda over the years, and it's like, yeah, okay, we got Toon Link and we got like the Ocarina of Time style Link, and now we got Breath of the Wild Link, and I like that they changed styles, but no, I don't want one where Link looks like a pretty realistic person. It's just not what I want. I feel like in keeping the Nintendo console like unique, part of that is that a lot of the games have this more, I don't know, artsy, fun kind of look to them. And I can go on Xbox and PlayStation to play the super realistic games where you can see every nose hair in this dude's face, all right? But it's just not what I want from Nintendo or expect.
Dustin, what about you?
Yeah, I totally agree with Micah. Like, I think that the other companies have it covered, and I just don't think it's in Nintendo's DNA to make that kind of game. They're very much the company of fun, family friendly type stuff. Obviously, there's some outliers. Like, I think the closest thing you're going to get to a gritty game from Nintendo is Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
Then of course there's like third party games or second party games that they've made, like Bayonetta 3 and stuff like that, but it's not really a Nintendo made game. And I'm totally fine with that. You know, I would rather them continue to just do what's in their DNA and what they do best. I don't need a gritty game from them.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, it'd be pretty funny to get a really serious Mario game where he like snaps necks like Joel does in The Last of Us or something like that. That'd be pretty awesome. Blow off a Goomba's head. It's all very violent. Could be interesting. Just keep it a cute looking art style.
No, that's the Luigi game. That's what it has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be like
no, that's the Waluigi game. Like he's shooting up heroin or something like that too. Strung out on a bed. I don't know. That could be good. That could be good shit. All right. And let's see. We got this from Justin 24 Hours. Hey guys, forget the Switch 2. Let's talk about the actual major news. Nintendo discovered the Costco guys and the Rizzler and paid them to do ads for Donkey Kong 3 months after the game was released. I blame LSM for my awareness of AJ and Big Justice, but I am thankful they put me on to the Rizzler. He's going to retire at 15 and buy an island for his family to veg out on. Seeing Big Justice sing that DK Boom song just made me look even more sad, or made him look even more sad. He's going to hate his dad one day. I feel so bad for him. I wish I was the Rizzler, though. God help me. All right, Dustin, as someone who introduced me to the Costco guys and the Rizzler, how does this make you feel?
Yeah, I honestly, they're hanging around longer than I expected, and they just keep using that same song with some variations. So, yeah, it's kind of starting to get a little sad. I agree. I mean, it's still entertaining to me. It's entertaining in a different way now, where I'm like, man, these guys are just keep riding this. Rizzler, though, man, this is the man with the talent here.
Yeah, he can just do whatever.
You can't deny the Rizzler. So hopefully he turns out all right after all the fame and fortune dies down.
Dude, he's gonna die down. That kid is obese. Yeah, I'm worried about him. You see how tiny his face is, like on his head, because it's just so massive.
Yeah,
I'm worried about him, dude.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about him too.
Celebrity Fit Club for that kid. Bring it back.
Do you guys see that Arizona Iced Tea released a thing that they were gonna? It was an April Fool's thing where they had a Rizberry tea.
No, I didn't see that. That's sick. And
I almost responded, say, Holly doesn't like it when I make jokes about killing myself, because it is kind of insensitive. But I told her, I'm like, I want to respond to this, say, like, if you don't make this, I will kill myself. To the Arizona Tea Company. I decided not to. So instead, I'm telling the joke here on this show.
Yeah.
Arizona Iced Tea, make the Rizberry tea.
The Rizberry tea. You want his Rizberries, dude? It's fucked up.
Oh, you can't say that. You can't, why'd you say that?
That's fucked up.
Why'd you go and say that, Brad?
I meant like dingleberries. That's what I meant by it.
Oh, sure.
I don't know if that's better. I don't know if that's better.
It's all bad.
It's all
God
bad.
bless the Rizzler, though.
Yeah.
Stay healthy,
video,
kid.
the best thing about that video was just that his father was simply him but larger. Like that, it really was a copy and paste of like this dude's face and just like scaled down a bit.
He was doing the fake playing game thing. He was just going like this. Oh,
playing
Donkey
like,
Kong
wow.
Country Returns on the Nintendo Switch. It's just like,
I mean, he can't do both.
Actually play it, yeah.
You can't do both at the same time though. Like I respect that. You need to get that gamer focus. Dude, during the direct when they were showing those three white people and the black guy like playing the games together, and the girl just like kept like leaving her mouth agape, and I'm like nobody plays games like this. Like wow, like oh my god, it's Mario Kart. Wow, it's like it's fun. It's first of all, those people look like they'd never even seen a black guy before, so I don't buy that friend dynamic at all. All right, that was fake, but the whole thing of it, I was like, this is so weird. You don't look like you're actually playing games.
Yeah. All right, guys, are there any questions we should address here? I'm trying to see if there's anything, but there's a lot. Well, we have there's a lot of questions about stuff we've touched on already.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, can only there's more stuff coming out. So when you guys are back next week, I won't be there, but there will be plenty of things for you guys to talk about. My only comment left here is just I think I'm sick of the Nintendo reacts on the internet where someone's like, it just keeps escalating where it's like, oh, this guy was screaming, this guy was crying.
Oh, sure.
Eventually someone is going to like react and like vomit on screen. I'm so, I can't handle it.
Heart attack from it.
It's just the click farming is getting too high. Take it down a notch. I know we're gamers. We are authentically excited, maybe to an extreme degree, but some of you are coming off a little unbelievable at this point.
Yeah, you got to be authentic about it if you're reacting. If you're faking it, that's whack. Lame. All right, Micah. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
This has been a good week so far. Happy with the direct. I've been grilling a lot, by the way. It's been great. Grilling season is here. And I'm already planning the next thing I'm going to grill. So that's my life right now. It's the main focus of my life is how often I can be at the grill.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Beautiful.
I am dead tired right now, but there's more work to do. I'm going to try to sneak a nap in. That's what I'm going to try to get in.
Yeah,
sneak a nap in. A little cat nap. That's what I need. But yeah, we're done. We're out of here. Stay tuned for some special stuff. Oh, we didn't even address why Gene's not here, did we? Did I even say that? I totally forgot about that. Well, you guys know he's not here. Or maybe I did. I can't remember.
We talked about it. I brought it up because I'll be honest, I brought it up because I was like, oh, hopefully Brad doesn't forget.
I think
we talked about it right beforehand we started recording.
Did we? Dude, I don't know. I'm so tired, man. Sorry. Sorry, people. Well, you'll hear from Gene soon.
Yeah,
He's been teasing it himself.
He fell down a well.
Yeah,
Lassie is going to get him. All right. But Lassie doesn't run as fast as she used to.
That's right.
That's
my brain.
You will be back.
Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back soon. He'll be back next week for sure, too. So we will return as normal. All right, everybody. We're out of here. Take care, y'all. We'll see you next time. Goodbye. Punching Up, a Nintendo podcast, is a product of Last Stand Media and Collins Last Stand LLC and is proudly recorded in the USA. The show is written and hosted by me, Bradley Ellis. My co-hosts are Gene Park and Micah Moriarty. The show is edited and produced by Dustin Furman. All of Last Stand's theme music is by Ramon Narvaez. Punching Up, along with the rest of Last Stand's media shows, are fan-funded on Patreon at patreon.com/laststandmedia. The following names are at the producer level on Patreon, our highest tier, and we're grateful for your kind contributions and generosity to our independent endeavor. Thank you.